Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottles getting nippy up the crack and we stacking chips, all of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated public sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced, leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call it truth. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Tuesday, August 22nd to all of you. Thank you for watching Loshak and the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. Pete has a camera issue that he is dealing with right now, so he'll be back in business. He'll be a big part of this show. Have no fear. Pedro is near. And we're coming off a glorious night on our Monday night live. I don't know how many that is in a row, but good God, was there a lot of money made. The usual suspects were just destroying, Mike EM, Dave Rogers, AL. And I picked up 700-800 at Assiniboia, which I don't know if you've been watching me in the Hammering the Dirty Peg, but it's not been good. So, and I'm going to attack because I cashed the try at the King's Plate at Woodbine. When I start hitting with the horses, I start hitting everything. Life just becomes better. Everything becomes better. I think I'm going to heat up like our producer, young Jose. There's fluid on my tits bouquet. He has been rolling. Now, the Red Sox hurt him last night. That will happen. But over a long period of time, he's climbing out the gutter is what he's doing. He is climbing out the gutter. It's great to see all of you guys. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Fap win in the house is betting big boy money today. Australian Racing Randwick Race 5. The 6 different strokes at plus 700. I like it. I'm going to copy and paste that right now. Let's get that locked in. We are also 33 hours away from our next poker tournament. We are very, very excited about it. Shout out to Dexter Pope, who is our champion of week 1. This is our middle week. The winner will get free entry into the Cappers contest. There's a $50 bounty on the head of Jeff Slaughter. Also, 3 tickets, $109 tickets to the Sunday Showdown. And the winners of last week, their tickets for Sunday Showdown are for this week. So we'll have 6 of our guys in the Sunday Showdown this Sunday, $109 Sunday Showdown. And the Cappers contest. We are building more and more entries every single day. Sign up. But you do have a little bit of time. Our first Tuesday NFL football show, I believe, is September 5th, which means our first night of football of regular season football is Thursday, September 7th. All very, very exciting. So you do have time. There is Pistol Pete Loshak, the champion of our first Cappers contest. Now, we had 66 entries, so we did well. But we want $20,000. We want 200 entries. There's the Survivor contest, both up and Adam. I'm entered in both. Please join us. But those are the most important things right now. Poker tourney, Cappers contest, Survivor. There's Tone Miggins in the house. We had Tone Miggins rolling with us live last night. What a monster Tone is. Harper over 1.5 bases and a home run. Harper hits, runs, RBIs over 1.5. Houston first 5 money line. Rojas plus 450. Homer plus 1100. Tone had a monster night last night. Spenny Penny Bombs had just a dumb night. I mean, just ridiculous. We each cashed on a try that was 400 to 1, right? The 20 cents paid out $85. So we each cashed on that. And I believe he had the exacta with us, but That's not all. That's not all the young man had. Let me just give you a little idea of what's going on Monday nights here. Let's just take a little look at our friend Spenny Penny Bombs. So he had Kim for a home run and an RBI, 725 and plus 240 cash. He had Ketel Marte for a home run and RBI, a plus 500 and 2 plus 215 for the RBI. He had Witt RBI at plus 170. LJ had Witt over 1.5 bases. Shout out to our guy LJ. He had Cal Raleigh for a home run at plus 330 and RBI at plus 165. This is nuts. This is absolutely ass crazy. Does he have anybody else? I mean, I'm not skipping over his losers. They're just only winners. And that, good God, the Ketel Marte with one out in the ninth against Aroldis Chapman to tie up the game. Then everybody cashed on Arizona Live. We got in on the Commanders at plus 6.5. Good God. Michael Johnson says, what do you guys think of a future for the Seattle Mariners to win the league at plus 300-ish? I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough personally. I think that you will make more if you bet them in every series and bet them in all the crucial games.
World Series?
Win the league is what he's talking about. I don't think they're capable of winning the American League or winning the World Series.
Okay.
To you?
I kind of do, honestly. They have the pitching.
Look, I'll take their season win total over. I expect to cash that. I think when push comes to shove, look, their bat. Do you believe in these bats? I mean, don't we just see teams streak, right? They ebb and flow. The bats were horrible all year. Kalenic kicks an ice box. Their bats heat up. I do not expect their bats to be loud come playoffs, personally.
Yeah, that'll be the issue. That'll decide everything. So, Julio, it's on to you. But yeah, they have the pitching. I agree with you. The hitting.
We'll see. And I think Brian Woo's start today is extremely important. I think we need to see what he does coming off the IL. I don't know how deep their pitching really is, but look, their bullpen turned around as soon as Munoz came back. Their bullpen turned around, a huge win. Their bullpen's been very good. Vaughn Polo, Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day is in. It is the San Diego Padres, -1. Ron Crawford has been very good, very consistent all year long for us. Copy and paste that. Luzardo versus Snell. I'm interested. I am interested. Vaughn Polo said we had a ball in the UFC stream. Can't wait to do it again. Yes, I heard great reviews of you on the show, Vaughn Polo. Excellent work. There is Reclaim James, Mike M in the house. Jay Smooth, ready to get to work. Top set. Viper and Bees on the over 7.5 in San Diego, Miami. The over 8.5 in Baltimore, Toronto. And the over 10.5 in Atlanta, New York Mets. I'm going to copy and paste that. I am on the first 3 and first 5 under in Baltimore, Toronto. I made, that this happens when I cash with the horses. I just start feeling like a winner again. So I've made 3 bets. I doubled up on them, first 3 and first 5 unders. And if I was focused solely on the market, I don't know if I would make the moves. We'll go over it. We'll go over all of that. Vaughn Polo said, felt good to cash Baltimore season wins over already. Baltimore's the first team to cash their over. Respect to Charm City. I need the division. Going over my futures, it'll clean up all my mistakes and get me into the black and have me in a no-lose situation. I need them. And obviously with the Wander Franco horrific story and the Rays bullpen with the over 5 ERA in August, it should be okay. But this is a big series, Orioles, Blue Jays, and we know what the Blue Jays are capable of. They play up or down to the level of their competition. So I'm a little nervous. There's our guy Dav Fenn in the house. Londo, the big booty Latina play of the day is the over 9 in the Dodgers game. Let's copy and paste that right now. The over 9 in the Dodgers spot. Let me get that here. God, there's some beautiful games today. I'm looking forward to break down this entire card. Pete will be joining us shortly. Dodgers, Guardians, over 9 for Londo. The big booty Latina play. There's Clint Starley, diehard MMA podcast. What a call on Sugar Sean O'Malley at plus 215. Now up 94 units on the year. If you are not rolling with our man Clint, you are leaving money on the table. What a season he's having. And it's only August. Let's get to triple digits and then climb from there. Stacks play of the day. Is there anybody hotter right now than Justin McElvey? God, it feels like so many of my colleagues are just dominating right now. Justin McElvey running very, very hot as well. And it is Mountcastle over 1.5 bases for our guy, Justin McElvey. Copy and paste that. There's my guy, North Ender, says we smoked them last night. Good God, were we on last night? But how many of weeks in a row has this been happening? I felt that, Mike M and Dave Rogers and Tone in the chat have kind of been carrying a bit of that live stream. And so it was really nice, to pick up just under 800 at Assiniboia and cash every single race. We cashed the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then lost the 8th. Good God. And I didn't put in a pick 5. I didn't even put in a pick 5 and that pick 5 because we had all the winners. Even in the race that we didn't cash, we would have used, we had the winner in that race. So it would have been a $400 20-cent pick 5. But God, it was good. Serious business in the house. Diehard MMA podcast says, let's get ready to go on a run just in time for college football and NFL. I know there's a lot of people who don't believe in capping preseason, and that's their own business. And I think it's because of laziness. I think they're lazy. I think that you have to attack preseason. You have to. We spoke about it on the show last night. If there is a spot where they limit pros, there has to be a reason why the books are limiting professionals. And the fact that our unit size is now, some of you guys do have a unit size that's 500 or over, and a lot of times you'll get limited at $500. The casinos in Vegas will limit you around $2,000 for preseason. Why is that happening? And if we're not getting limited, if my $200 unit size is not getting limited, we have to attack it. But the fact that we've been hammering, I've had a bad CFL season. It's been a mediocre preseason in NFL. But it just gets you sharp. It sharpens your tools for the regular season. Why? Last year when we went 12-2 in preseason, I went 8-0 in week 1 because your tools are getting sharpened. It's not like you come into week 1 going, oh, let's see how I do. I haven't been capping football in 8 months. All right. But yes. Alfred said the Braves cost a $1,500 parlay. Hate hearing that. But if you had hung with us last night, Alfred, you would have known that Mike M was extremely confident in the New York Mets. Extremely confident in New York Mets. And he got off me live. Because when the Mets went up 3-0, I was like, oh, do I live bet the Braves? But because of Mike's confidence in the Mets, I did not. But I'm sorry that happened, man. I hate hearing that. All right, Subhuman Gaucho. There's Kelly McInnes ready to get to work. Jeffrey Moore ready to go. Says 1-0. Yesterday, Mariners -1.5. Knew they would stay hot. And also, of course, we had the White Sox leaving Coors Field. I left money on the table there. And for tonight, Diehard MMA podcast got Robbie Ring -150. Oh, but he's now -192. But I'm going to copy and paste that. Clint. There's Markel in the house. There's Nasty Nate ready to get to work. Let's copy and paste all of this. Here we go. All right. Mark Nolan moving on AEK. At a pick'em and a +1.5. That's 1 unit at Bovada. Philly Eagle Flyer. Joey Harb says San Diego, Miami over 8.5. Got me yesterday. Dave Redling says the Mariners, Dodgers appear to be the only dependable teams. Come on. You don't think the Orioles are a dependable team? Although I don't have the only futures I have still are from the beginning or from early in the year on the Phillies, and they weren't even that great of a line. I don't know exactly what I was thinking there. +850 and +1700. I have my futures right here. It is +850 to win the NL, +1700 to win the World Series. I don't love it. Nutflush Allen in the house. Mark Nolan, Equanimus, Mike M. There he is, right there. Preseason goes to 6-0 for Mike M. Slatsy says 2 starters in the Jays-O's games who have been dealing first 5 under 4.5 minus 114. Yes, I moved on that at minus 115 and also the under 2.5. And Joe Yergin says, are they bet every game like Baltimore? Speaking about the Mariners. I've not bet the Orioles today. I want to talk I'm going to bet them. I just didn't feel like I needed to right now. It felt like the market wasn't moving in their direction. Felt like that. Scotty Foster cashed the 3-unit Nerfy on the A's and Royals. Beautiful, beautiful work. Scotty Foster, you were a monster last night as well. Matty Ice, Slow Jams, Arsenal, Loopy, Fly, White, Mike. What a great group. Great group. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Matty Ice says Double Taint Tuesday. Double Taint Tuesday. Joey Harb, Colorado, Tampa Bay over 8.5. He says is very tempting. There's Gifted Cartel in the house. And Mark Nolan, thank you for sharing your footy action with us. There's Ixnizzle. We've missed you, Ixnizzle. It was great to see you, my guy. And Andrew G says Orioles might be the play. No Vladdy. Well, he's not exactly ripping the leather off the ball, but I'm sure you'd want him in the lineup. Okay, we are going to have to begin here without Peter Loshak. He is working with us here. They're asking if he wants just to be a voice from the shadows. Is that true? You want Pete to be a voice from the shadows? Sure. Pete wants to be a voice from the shadows. Yeah, that's no problem. But let's not have him. Oh, he can be you can pull him out, but keep the audio in, right? We don't need him actually in the shadows. Yeah.
I like the dark box. The dark box. I'll put something over Pete. Is kind of funny. I don't know where he is. Pete's having a hell of a day, though. I can sympathize for Pete. So shout out to Pete for trying to grind through this.
Yes, and he will. He'll do it. He'll figure this out. Rodney Barton also cashed the Orioles season win total. Slatsy says Billy Walters' new book's out today. Surprised Jose's not at the bookstore this morning. All right. And they were saying that you could see him in the shadow. Can you? I couldn't see him. No, you can't see him in the shadows. If you squint, real deal prices. All right, let's get to work. So is Pete going to be a voice from the shadows?
Well, Pete, I don't know if Pete can hear us right now, but Pete has to disable his camera, and then from then on we can go. But Pete might not even be there. Pete might just be like raging somewhere. He might be trying to take his anger out on that Bengal tiger that lives in his apartment thing that he has.
That was scary. I thought it was a Jaguar, but you're right. It might have been a Bengal tiger. But they're more expensive. You can get a Jaguar for cheap. Bengal tigers, they're expensive.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost football season. We know how that goes.
Well, let's get to work. Slow Jams Arsenal says, Jose, fill in until Pete is ready. Let's get to work. Jose, are you cool with rolling here? I mean, I can go solo, whatever you prefer.
Oh, yeah, I can. I've capped a percentage of the card that we will do together, and it'll be great. I
have capped the whole card. We hear our guy, Joe Yurkovich, says Pete is out for a bike ride. Pete out for a bike ride.
I remember I was, that's what happened. That's probably what he was. Face is just blacked out, just couldn't see. I forgot about Pete's fateful bicycle ride that one day.
Let's get to work. And many of you don't know, but Pete never driven a car, never ridden a bike. That's our guy, Pete Loshak. He has been in an airplane before, though. Okay, let's get to work. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. The Chicago Cubs 65-59, 30-29 on the road. The Detroit Tigers 57-68, 26-34 at home. We're at Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan. The question here, Jose, is: are we leaving money on the table if we don't fade Drew Smyly here? He hasn't started since August 7th. They've been taking him out of the bullpen, and he's been okay out of the bullpen. But who cares? Starting is a different beast. 76 Fahrenheit, 6.4 miles per hour, a left to right in, 6.4 to 5.2 miles per hour. Let's get over to a ballpark pal here for the expectation of offense. We have, let's see this right now. Comerica, where are you? Where the hell is Comerica? Here we go. Minus 18% home runs, plus 4% doubles and triples, minus 1% runs. Let's move on to the line history and the cash flow for this. Sorry, I got the batter's picture up. Let's get over to the line history and the cash flow First, the money line here. Smiley versus Olsen. 640 action. We got 3 games popping off at 640. We have Olsen and the Tigers sitting at plus 107. They opened up at plus 105. 2 cents of movement to the Chicago Cubs. Should we care? Should we care that there's been no movement towards the lean that is the Tigers? Let's take a look at the total. This total sitting under 9 at minus 118. This is opened at under 9 minus 117, but it did go to 8.5 there for a quick minute. But under 9 at minus 118 right now. So we have 1 cent of movement to the under. Let's get over to the cash here in this next one. Cash wise for this, we have 72% of the tickets and 81% of the cash on the Cubs. Market's not moving towards them. I want the Tigers first 5. I think I've got enough here to let me move on them. 33% of the tickets and 45% of the cash is on the over. I like it. Troy Torrance in the house. I like it. I want to bet the Detroit Tigers first 5, and I think I plan to. Now, there are some problems. Tigers versus lefties in August are batting 153 with a 493 OPS, but I believe that's 108 at-bats. I believe the sample size is very small. No, it's not a good sign. That's not what you want. Maybe this is the perfect situation for Drew Smiley. 9-8, 4.92 ERA, 1.37 whip, 120 and 2/3, 112 Ks, 40 walks, 23 home runs. That last start, he got lit up for 7 earned runs over 5 innings and 11-2 loss at the Mets. On the road, he's been better than he's been at home, 3.94 ERA. But do we care what his stats are? Do we? Because right now, he's terrible. He's been terrible for 6 weeks, and I'm a fan of his. You know that. He's part of my rotation. He's terrible. Do we trust Reese Olson? His last start was just 2 2/3. Allowed 4 earned runs at the Twins. He hasn't been very good at home or on the road or any. I mean, he gets strikeouts, but feels like the book's out on him. And the Cubs are hitting 267, 848 OPS versus righties. We got best bets. I'm going to start copying and pasting. Viper, I might want Detroit first 3 instead of first 5. I might. I don't know. I still want to talk it out. I want to hear what everybody has to say. I want to hear what Jose has to say. Gifted Cartel says Smiley, 9.8, 4.92 ERA, began his career with Detroit in 3 career starts against the Tigers, 0-2, 5.50 ERA. So here we go, Jose. What do you think of this possible bet on the Detroit Tigers?
Honestly, I like the Cubs, and honestly, I like Drew Smiley here. He had, like you said, he went to the bullpen, had 3 straight scoreless appearances in the bullpen. And, I think that might have been the thing that helped him figure his shit out, which is good to see. So I kind of like the Cubs here. You mentioned 108 plate appearances this month, and they're 49 weighted runs created plus. Not that big of a sample size. I'll expand it real quick to last month, and we'll see from last month till now, it is 22nd still, 84 weighted runs created plus and 403 plate appearances against lefty. So shout out to guys like Saturated, who I know is a Cubs fan, obviously. Troy, I think, is a Cubs fan.
He is a Cubs fan.
I think they've both been betting the Cubs every day and having some success with it. So I've been kind of watching that out, and I lean Cubs here, honestly. I'd rather have the Cubs at a cheap price, but I do kind of like the over in this game. Overall here is kind of what I'm leaning towards and might get to the window with. But good news, Jimmy. Good news.
Yes.
I think we have the ghost of Capping's past, Peter Loshak, with us. Pete, hello.
Fucking sucks. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
This is
Fuck
awesome.
down.
Fuck
We can.
no. I
want all low baggers and all Pub Sports Radio crew to not buy a Dell computer for 2 years minimum.
Done.
2-year penalty? Sure.
Fuck Dell.
All right.
We had a guy that used to work here named Dell, so it's really funny when you say that.
You fuck him too.
Exactly. It feels like Pete's in my conscious right now. If this is, it's like Jiminy Cricket.
Oh yeah, and fuck you too.
Okay.
Now, this actually is that, that's what they say. They say when one door closes, another door opens. So maybe it's a better show without my fucking face. I don't know. We'll fucking know. I'll just yell out crazy shit. That'll be kind of funny once in a while. Shout out to all the Pub Sports Radio crew. Thanks for bearing with us.
Twins is the gambler's first glance from Razor Sharp Picks. I will copy and paste that. As always, Razor, thank you for sharing your action. It means a ton to us. You're a monster. DJ 100 Grand likes the Chicago Cubs game to go over. Peter, am I leaving money on the table, not fading a pitcher that I am a fan of, Drew Smiley? Jose thinks these 3 bullpen appearances are going to change the fact that he fucking sucks.
I was definitely at the odds. Took a shot with Detroit as a home dog on the overnight. And if Smiley comes in and is okay, which is of course, they wouldn't be starting him for no reason, so they have an expectation that'll be all right. Up and down with Olsen, of course. High volatility with him. So, the big issue with Smiley was that he was giving up a lot of home runs. So I didn't hear your ballpark analysis here, but I'm sure that it's negative for home runs, right?
Ballpark Pal at Comerica today, minus 18% home runs.
Right. So that is good for Smiley. So in that because of that, I like it less. But as a dog, full game, I did like Detroit. Took a shot on the overnight line. Let me just see what it is right now. But can't not take Detroit as a dog in this spot, even if Smiley's better than expected.
Huh. And why did you choose full game? I guess, did you choose full game because on the overnight you couldn't bet first 5? Is that possible?
Yeah. And better odds, better everything, and not a huge difference. But because, again, Smiley is not, Olsen's no great shakes. Smiley, no great shakes either. Could improve, like Detroit as a home dog here.
If I was to offer you Detroit Tigers first 3 at minus 115 or first 5 at plus 100, is it a no-brainer because of the no vig on the first 5?
Wait, first 3 at what?
Minus 115.
And first 5 at what?
At even money.
Oh, first 3 at 115 or first 5 at even money? Yeah, I'd take first 3. Just glancing at it.
Because we still think that Smiley is the most vulnerable of these 2 pitchers.
Yes. Yeah, well, they're about equal. It's just the dog line has some. I can run some numbers for first 3 if you want, but yeah, I like Detroit as a home dog here. Jimmy the Bag, at the Bet Bash, I had just one plan. I just wanted to get a video with me with Billy saying, Billy, 2 words, trust me, home dogs. Thank me later. But I didn't get the chance.
Pete, we saw a glimpse of you during the poker game. You were perturbed. Is that the right?
Yeah, I was pissed off then too.
You're perturbed. Are you still going to be joining us tomorrow?
Yes. I'm still pissed off, but I bull through. I push through in life when I'm fucking pissed off. Let's make a movie with you, me, Julian Cesario, and some other guys. All I want to play is a pissed off gambler.
I like it.
It could be in the next Rounders movie.
I think so.
He could be like the main character. And I would like to see that.
All right. I'm going to decide whether a first 3 or first 5 bet, but I would prefer a first 3. I would prefer a first 3. So I'm going to move on the Tigers, either first 3 or first 5. Pete, do you want to make the Tigers full game official for you?
Yeah, let's make it official. Fuck the Cubs.
All right, let's do a quick line shop for Pistol Pete Loshak here on the full. And you just want the full game?
Yeah, full game, whatever you can give me. Rocco Rogers said that hearing my FU2 made his morning. Thank you, Rocco Rogers. I'll say it again anytime you want. It's coming from the depths of my soul right now, Rocco.
Plus 109 here. Plus 109 for Pete. Okay, so Loshak is in. Tigers full game at plus 109. And I am on the Tigers. I expect first 3. But I'm going to look at first 5 as well, and I'm only going to bet 1. All right. We are rocking and rolling. Jose, you want to make anything official here for you, or are you just kind of putting everything together for your big show with Bobano this evening?
I'll be back for Toronto, Baltimore, the Nationals game, and obviously the Sox. But people have enjoyed. I've just been playing the part of Pete here as he voices himself.
Yeah.
I've been having a good time. I've been putting my acting chops to work here.
Yeah.
So
Hey Jim, I'm sorry. I'm just for my fucking record keeping. What line did you give me? I'm seeing 107 at Pinnacle. Did you get me something better?
I did a plus 109 at Bet Chris.
All right, right on. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate
People
that.
are
I really
asking
do.
if the glasses are still on.
If my glass, I had some nice shades, but no, I'm not wearing any glasses right now. I'm all like upset.
All right, fair enough.
All right, let's move on. Tigers first.
You're going to cut my limits to $47? Fuck you. Give me a dime limit minimum.
6:40 p.m. Eastern. Colorado Rockies 48 and 76, 20 and 43 on the road at the Tampa Bay Rays, 75 and 51, 40 and 22 at home. We're at the Trop in St. Petersburg, Florida. Put away your 14-year-olds. Ty Block going up against Zach Littell here. Ty Block, my block, Scarface. Let's get to work here. We'll start with the line history in this one. We have these Rays as big favorites opening up at minus 238. We now see them at minus 257. 19 cents of movement towards the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's take a look at the total in this one. This total sitting now at 8.5. It has dropped a half run, opening at 9, now at 8.5 plus 101 to the under. So we have a move to the under and a move to the Tampa Bay Rays. Mike M says that when Tampa Bay opens the series on Tuesdays, 1-11 to the under, margin of 2.25 runs. And we've seen this go from 9 to 8.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this one. 76% of the tickets and 94% of the cash on the Tampa Bay Rays and a 19-cent move towards them. From a total scenario, we have 42% of the tickets and 84% of the cash on the over, and the books are opening their arms to that money. Here we go. Ty Block. He's been quite good. 4.14 ERA, 1.46 whip. But we do know that San Francisco has done an excellent job with their pitching staff over the last few years, and they don't want Ty Block on their team. His last start at home versus Arizona was pretty good, 200 runs over 5 innings. On the road, he's allowed 3 home runs over 17 and 2/3 with a 277 opponent's batting average. Then Zach Littell on the other side. He is coming off a 7-0 loss at the aforementioned Giants. 2 earned runs over 5 and 2/3. He's been okay, but he's been bad at home. 5.82 ERA, 315 opponents batting average, but he's yet to walk a batter in 17 innings. Rockies versus righties since August 1st, 254, 768. Rays versus lefties just 236, 655, and both bullpens have been bad. Here we go. Pistol Pete Loshak, the voice from the gods. Rockies, Rays. Does anything appeal to you here?
I think I could be a voiceover guy. I go, hey, asshole. Fuck you. All right. What are we doing? Colorado, Tampa Bay. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I didn't touch this one. I'm probably not going to bet it. My numbers indicated line is too high. Lean under and lean Colorado. But, God, I got to get all my notes up here. I'm all confused. Lean under, lean Colorado, and probably not going to bet either and don't want to give either out officially.
Nutflush Allen has the Rays finally ending Block's run of dodging the home run ball. Nutflush Allen knows Block very well from his days as a San Francisco Giant. There's AOD in the house. You're getting a lot of love, Pete.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your voice from the gods. Rockies.
No, I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you, everybody.
Rockies Rays does not appeal to me. I agree that I do not want the Rays at this price, but the market's moving towards them. I think that Mike M's lean towards the under probably makes sense here. We know that the Rays aren't hitting lefties. Can the Rockies get to Littell? The Rays bullpen's not being bad. I don't find this appealing. Londo could see Tampa Bay getting 7 runs or more. We move on. Next up for us, 6:40 p.m. Eastern, San Francisco Giants at the Philadelphia Phillies. And this is a game we've all wanted to talk about because we get to see Kyle Harrison in his first major league start. Now, Pete, we've been told by Nutflush that the issues that Kyle Harrison has with his walks have been improved over the last couple starts, and that's what's earned him the opportunity to pitch here today. He strikeouts aren't a problem. Look at what he did. 2021, 105 strikeouts over 65 and 2/3. He has been very good. This year, he has the same thing going on with his strikeouts being very good. Now, this is a third-round pick, but it was out of high school, and he is right now what would you say, pre-2023 Major League Baseball ranked him the 18th best prospect in the league, and some have called him the best left-handed prospect in the league. This year, he had a 4.66 ERA in Sacramento in the PCL League. We talked about the 105 strikeouts and the 48 walks, 105 and 48. In Double-A Richmond last year, he had 127 strikeouts in 84 innings and 39 walks. My first initial thought was that the Phillies saw two lefties off the hop yesterday and smashed them in Alexander and then Minaya. Now they see another lefty. And then we have Taijuan Walker, who has not been very good of late, but this is his third straight home start. So he's going to be able to get into a bit of a rhythm. Now, the Giants got some hits late in the game against the Phillies, and they started out the game okay, but they're still hitting 205, 586 OPS versus righties in August. And I think that I wanted to bet the Phillies first five, but I can't pretend that this line movement, isn't happening. Let's start with the total here. I didn't bet it, obviously, with the market moving towards the Giants, but there has been a 1 cent move to the under, very small. There had been a 10-cent move to the under, but it is come back. There's been a 1 cent move to the under at Pinnacle, and from a money line perspective here with Harrison versus Walker and the Phillies are down to minus 127. They opened at minus 153. So, look, I'm not going to get in the way of a 26-cent line move. Let's take a look at the cash flow. I'm very comfortable leaving this off. What I also find, predicting what a pitcher is going to do in his first ever start is coin flippy. 57% of the tickets are on the Phillies, 50% of the cash, and yet this 26-cent move to the Giants. The market is telling you it should be Giants or no bet. 85% of the tickets and 95% of cash on the under, and they just moved it back towards the over. I don't find this appealing. Nutflush Allen says, we'll be right back with the San Francisco information. Nutflush Allen also says, Jimmy, just a heads up, the last outing for Littell was a revenge game against Kapler. They had beef, and I believe Littell tried to shove versus the Giants last game. Interesting. But here, I can't pull the trigger on what I think is the bet. And that's fading Harrison in his first start. That's all. Phillies versus lefties in August, 272, 846 OPS. Giants bullpen, 4.32 ERA. Since August 1st, Phillies, 3.50. Let's take a look at the weather and then hand it over to Pistol Pete Loshak. In Philadelphia, it's 80 Fahrenheit, 8.9 miles per hour in. It drops down to 6.4 miles per hour. And then Ballpark Pal has, let's see where we are for Citizens Bank, is even for home runs, minus 7%, doubles and triples, minus 4% overall. Take it away, Pistol Pete Loshak, Giants, Phillies in Pennsylvania.
All right, yeah. So first of all, Jose Bouquet, I just texted you a pic of me from Bet Bash if you want to use it while I'm talking. It's a pretty fucking cool pic. Yeah, this one, I mean, you guys just basically said it. I didn't bet the overnight line. If it had been someone other than Walker starting for Philly, maybe I would have pulled the trigger, but I don't like the line for him either. I mean, I don't like the spot for him either. Harrison, big wild card. My basic take on this game is whatever Nutflush Allen says about it. That's my opinion as well. My first thought was take Philly like you, but I didn't pull the trigger on it. Line move is very concerning, and even the over, I don't really like either. So I guess I'm going to pass. Free bet. I guess I would trust the market move more than our initial thoughts on Harrison. I don't like the spot for Harrison, though. I know he's got it under control in the minors as far as his walks are concerned. But coming up into the majors on the road at Philly, this is a tough spot for him. I don't know. A free play, I'd actually probably still take Philly despite the line move, unless Nutflush Allen said definitely don't take Philly.
Yeah, if I'm not going to get in the way of
there, we fucking go. There we go. International killer, assassin.
I'm not. I can't get in the way of this line move. I can't do it. But and look, Taijuan Walker has not been good over his last 5 starts. And if you look at those last 5 starts, 4 of them are at home. So what are we saying here? I'm saying that it's his 3rd consecutive home start, and he's rolling. And the Phillies just saw 2 lefties who aren't as good as Kyle Harrison to start off the game yesterday. All said and done, I'm just going to have to leave the question marks beside the Phillies' first 5. But I don't know why I would have just focused on the first 5. I guess I was trying to fade Kyle Harrison. I think the Phillies' full game is, you have a better baseball team than the San Francisco Giants, and the Giants aren't hitting, and the Giants bullpen isn't even rolling right now. Although those were the weak. Both bullpens have their best arms readily available for this start. Okay, well,
Sorry, Joe Yurkovich says the markets love a prospect over boring Walker. I would definitely play the Phillies, but I'm off. Yeah, no free play, no question. Philly is what I'd be on. That's free play though.
Londa says, don't listen to the market. The market is wrong. Phillies is the side. Mike M also says Philadelphia spot. I'm not going to go up against this market move. I think there's a lot of opportunities to make money, and we made a lot of money last night too. So let's move on. This is a double up spot for me. 7:05 p.m. Eastern. The Toronto Blue Jays at the Baltimore Orioles, Camden Yards in Baltimore, Maryland. Grayson Rodriguez has been a gift for us. We talk about the young pitchers who get off to a bad start. We talk about their inflated numbers. We did the same thing with Brady Singer last year and this year. And the same thing with Grayson Rodriguez. He's so much better than his numbers indicate. We knew how highly thought of he was as a prospect coming up, and he gets lit up at first, and then we just make money, more and more and more money off of him as the season goes on. Kikuchi versus Grayson Rodriguez here. There's no, I can't even believe I almost stopped myself from saying it, but he's the best pitcher on the Toronto Blue Jays right now.
Yeah, Yusai. Shout out to Dennis Garcia.
I can't, but he is. He is the best pitcher on the Blue Jays right now. I was there live in his last start, 2-1 win at home over the Phillies. We know what the Phillies are doing to lefties. Kikuchi was incredible, hitting 97 on the radar gun. He was absolutely spectacular. Okay, let's take a look at the line history, the weather, and the cash. I've moved already on the first 3 under 2.5. I got that at minus 125. And the first 5 under 4.5 at minus 115. And I will be betting the Orioles, I guess, because we bet them every day. But I want to look at all of the market movements here. Alfred says Cooch over Gausman any day for me. Now, look, if it's a 1-game showdown, I think you got to go with Gausman. I think you have to, but right now, it's fair to say that Kikuchi is the best pitcher on our. He's playing.
I mean, and he could also come out of the bullpen. He would be an electric, 2-3 inning reliever for them if they decided to go that route with him. But he's probably their game 2 starter, if we're going to be honest.
He is pitching at an elite level right now. So let's take a look at the weather in the Charm City, Baltimore, and shout out to Rodney Barton and Von Polo, and those of you who took the over 76.5 wins on the O's. Great work, you guys. 80 Fahrenheit, 8.4 miles per hour in, dies down to 6.2 miles per hour in. Let's move over to Ballpark Pal and take a look at the expected offense here in Oriole Park. Minus 20% home runs, plus 1% doubles and triples, and it's a 0% overall. Let's go over to the line history here for this one. We have the Orioles sitting at minus 112 at Pinnacle. They opened up minus 118. 6 cents of movement towards the Toronto Blue Jays. From a total perspective here, we have the opening 8.5 drop to 8. It opened at 8.5 at 4:44 p.m. yesterday, and it moved to 8 at 1:06 this morning. We take a look at the first 5 here because that's what I've moved on, the first 3 and the first 5. We have 4s now. We have fucking 4s now. We had 4.5s up until 11:30 a.m., and now we got 4s. God damn, that feels good. That feels good. Joe Yurkovich says Kikuchi no home runs in his last 6 starts. That will regress. Sure. He can get touched for 1, but he is still pitching at an extremely impressive rate right now. Let's take a look at the cash flow for Jays Orioles. First off, 86% of the tickets, 87% of the cash on the Baltimore Orioles. I don't like that. 6 cents of movement to the other side. 76% of the tickets, 76% cash on the under, and the markets are moving it down, which is perfect. Londo's on Baltimore money line. You say Kikuchi's last start, 7 strikeouts, 4 hits, 1 run, 6 innings at home over the Phillies. Now 3.44 ERA, 1.21 WHIP, 132 Ks, and 128 in the third. On the road, he's just been so consistent. 4-2, 3.60 ERA. Opponents hitting 267 off of him, but not as many barrels of late. Grayson Rodriguez last start, 4-1 win at the Padres. He was spectacular. Just allowed a solo shot over 7 innings at home. His numbers are atrocious, but I love it. I love that they are. That's why we can get paid. They're hitting 308 off of him. He's got a 6.69 ERA. We know how much better he is than that. And the Jays are not hitting since August 1st against right now. They're hitting lefties, but against righties, 215, 654 OPS. And the Orioles have started smashing lefties again. In August, 284, 830 OPS. Both bullpens have been spectacular. I don't really know why I had to focus on the first 3 and the first 5. I probably didn't. I probably could have taken the full game as well, but it is what it is. Jose Bouquet, you've joined us because you have action. Please take over. Let us know how you're getting paid here.
Yeah, no, I'm actually on the same thing. First 5 under. I'm gonna get the shittier price of the 4. I haven't tweeted anything out yet, but that's fine. And I'll take the Orioles again money line here. But admittedly, I am just my mind's just working on what I could do with Peter Loshak here and all these multiple images I have of Pete. So,
you want more images? I'll send you more images, fuckface. How many images you want?
We'd like a new image for each game. A new image for each game.
A new image for each game?
Yes.
All right. Yes. You got it, asshole.
Thank you.
Images coming.
I've just realized like there's nothing I want more now than Pete being God in a video or like any movie. Just I want Pete to be the voice of God now because it's just so funny. It's just to hear.
All right, eat me.
That's a wonderful, wonderful tale. I'd like to make money here, and this is a huge game.
Yeah, I'm on the Orioles. I'm right there with you. I believe in them. Grayson Rodriguez, obviously, like you said, he's been better recently. He's figured out how to pitch in the majors, and Usai has just pitched well against these Orioles every time out, seemingly. And first 5 under for me, and I like the Orioles here at this price, and I'll keep betting them just like you will.
Yeah, and I will. The times where we've said this is a horrible spot, they have lost. Now,
you have to take the good with the bad.
I understand that we're just betting them every day, but okay. I'm going to get you your best. There are 4.5s out there. Let me just tell you what it is at Pinnacle if you buy up here, and then you can make a decision very quickly, and we'll hear what Pete has to say about this spot. But I think you should take a look at what it is. Do at least the due diligence on the 4.5. The under 4 -1. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Minus 138 at Pinnacle. That's a great fucking sign. It's minus 124 at my bookie. That's the best line here available. Would you like the minus 124 or would you like the minus 102?
I'll take the minus 124.
All right. Under 4.5, minus 122. I will line shop for you. I will line shop for you to get a full game money line price. But let's hear what Pistol Pete has to say about this spot, Jays, Orioles.
Yeah, I mean, the unders that you guys are talking about, no-brainer-ish. They're obviously super obvious, but, a lot of those no-brainer plays in the past, pull the trigger on, and they do cash. So I'll start with first 3 under 2.5 minus 130. That's the current line at Will Hill. I know it's headed down, but I'll take that. First 3 under 2.5 minus 130. And I would, I guess I would be minus 112. I'm definitely leaning Baltimore. Don't know if I can quite pull the trigger on it at this exact moment, but numbers say take Baltimore. Obviously the under as well as full game. For right now, I guess just first 3 under for an official play, but kind of liking everything else as well.
I only got 5 cents better than you when I bet this at, I don't know, as soon as I woke up. So I didn't really beat it by that much. Full game money line for Jose. I've got a minus 113 now at Pinnacle. Did that just change? Let me just go. I'm right here on Pinnacle. It's there. Yeah, minus 112 here on the site. So we'll give you the minus 112, Jose, on the Orioles. Pete, you're just going to stick with just the first 3 under 2.5?
Yeah, for now. But at some point in the show, I'm probably going to add on picks from previous games, and I'm probably going to add on Philly -1 as well. But not at this exact moment. But yeah, for now, just the first three under 2.5 -130.
All right, let's roll on. Next game, I'm looking forward to see the new pick here for. Oh, there it is. 7:05 p.m. Eastern. The Washington Nationals 57-68, 28-32 on the road to the New York Yankees 60-64. 4 games under 500. God, that feels good. Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Now, I mean, it's good for baseball when the Yankees are playing well. So I can see it from both sides. But when you live your whole life in the AL East, it's nice to see them at the bottom. 77 Fahrenheit, 8.8 miles per hour, right to left, slightly in, goes down to 5.5 miles per hour. Let's take a look at the Ballpark Pal expectation of offense at Yankee Stadium. Plus 3% home runs, -4% doubles and triples, -2% overall. We know that there's one thing the Yankees have been doing, and that is hitting lefties. They don't get that opportunity today. Josiah Gray will be facing them. From a money line standpoint, we have the Yankees and Carlos Rodon, who's off the IL, sitting at -173, opened up at -175. So we have a slight move towards the Washington Nationals. And let's take a look at the full game total here. We have the full game total sitting at 8.5. 8.5. Now, we've seen 9s come on the board. This opened up at 9. It dropped 8.5 about an hour, 15 minutes, hour, 20 minutes later. Then back to 9, an hour and a half after that. And it was playing that yo-yo game, 8.5 to 9, 8.5 to 9. And then it's stuck at 8.5 since 8:30 this morning. And that's where we are right now. So we have a slight move to the Nationals and a move to the under. Let's take a look and see where the cash is. 52% of the tickets, 51% of the cash on the Washington Nationals, and a slight move towards them. Then we have 41% of the tickets and 95% of cash on the over, which is fascinating as we have a legit move towards the under. Let's talk about Josiah Gray first. He's not looked good of late. He's had a good year, but he's not looked good of late. 3.96 ERA, 1.47 whip on the season. His last start, 5-4 loss at home versus Red Sox. He was tagged for all 5 runs in those first 3 innings before he was pulled. But he's been very good on the road this year. And that last spot was at home versus the Red Sox. On the road, he's got a 2.82 ERA, 245 opponent's batting average. When we hear Pete talking, I will pull up his last few road starts so we can go over them closely. And now we have Carlos Rodon returning from the 15-day IL. He had a hamstring injury, pitched in a 5-inning simulated game on Wednesday. And he is good to go. His last start was August 8th, and it was ugly, 9-7 loss at the Astros. He's got a 7.33 ERA and a 1.52 whip. At home, he's only thrown 17 2/3. He's allowed 12 earned runs, and he's walked 11 batters, 5 jacks allowed. The Nats versus lefties, 270, 763. The Yankees versus righties, just 204, 641. Those numbers are from August 1st. Yankees bullpen 3.66 ERA, Nats bullpen 4.57 ERA. Pistol Pete, Loshak, the Nationals, Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, this one, again, no-brainer-ish. Like an overs, wanting to fade both of these guys. As far as my numbers are concerned, at the current lines, Washington was a play. Again, I didn't pull the trigger on that because just kind of busy and waiting, but definitely leaning Washington and liking overs early. Not going to overthink it. First 5 and first 3. What do you think, Jim?
Well, I don't know what Rodon's going to give us, and I would rather lean on the chat and the great cappers here to dive deeper, and then I'm going to pull up the road spots. But let's start with Joe Yurkovich. He's on the Nats, first 5 team total over 1.5. Rocco Rogers is on the exact same bet. Gifted Cartel says Washington 11 games under 500, but 21-14 since the All-Star break and 12-6 over its past 18. Slatsy says,
I mean, basically, I like all that. I like the first 5 over. I like Washington full game and first 5 money line. Washington full game and first 5 team total over. Everything.
Slatsy says great pitching in front of family and friends from nearby New Rochelle, New York. Not sure if that's good or bad. It's been bad, but I'm sure it's not the first time. Could it be? I mean, is this his first time at Yankee Stadium? I guess it is because interleague ball. Maybe that's a really, really good point. Sharpie says Carlos Rodon vertical and horizontal break have been considerably down from recent years, as has his velocity and spin. One day, and one day soon he will arrive as what we know, but that may be next year. Scotty Foster also on the Nats first 5 money line. Kelly McInnes on the Nats plus 1.5 in the over 8.5. Londo leaning to the Yankees, and he's the only one I see here doing that. Mike M says Nats opening a series where both teams have equal rest are 2-21 straight up and 6-17 on the run line. Wow. That is since July 2022. Give the Cartel and Nats over 3.5. So I don't know what. Okay, we have a whole bunch of pitchers coming off the IL today, and a lot of them are veteran, older pitchers, and a lot of them probably could have used the break. Now we can't say that about Rodon. I mean, he's only thrown 27 innings this year. Londo says he sees Rodon having a good day. I don't know. Oh, and then I want to pull up what Josiah Gray has been doing on the road here. So, Pete, what do you think you are going to make official here in this one?
I think I'm almost certainly going to take the first 5 over and be, my classic do a classic safe move, and instead of taking the 4.5 minus 105, go to the 4 at minus 144 at Pinnacle. We'll make that official. First 5 over 4 minus 144 current line at Pinnacle, and I'm probably going to add on, either a Washington first 5 or full game team total over, or a Washington first 5 or full game money line. But for sure, let's do the first 5 over 4 minus 144.
Yeah, I like where you're at. Let's take another look at what's gone on with this total. So that it's gone from the full game's gone from 9 8.5 to 9 8.5. The first 5 here, let's pull this up. This first 5 is sitting, as you said, 4.5 minus 105 to the over, but it opened up at 5. Which is interesting, surprising. And then we go back to the cash flow here. You have 43% of tickets, 95% cash on the over, and yet it's dropping. Olu, my man, it was so much fun last night, and you were a big part of it. God damn, doesn't it feel good to get all that money, man? It felt great. And Olu, you were a huge part of it. Thank you for joining us, my man. Gift the Cartel says Rodon off injury is already 1-4 fade. I get it. I completely get it, but and when we look at the road starts from Josiah Gray, it's just that start at Philly that hurt him. He's been good everywhere else. I don't feel like I have enough of an idea of what the hell Rodon's going to do. And he obviously needed the break. And I think the best thing for me is to stay off. There's lots of spots that I like, and I will be cheering you on. Is there anything you want other than the over 4 at minus 144? Pete?
Yeah, I'll take yeah, whatever. I'll do it 3 ways. I'll also take the Washington first 5 team total over because it's so low, and I'll also take Washington full game money line. I could do -1, but I'll just play that one safe as well. For the first 5 team total over, I'm seeing let's see, best line currently up to the second -118. So yeah, if that loses, I'll be happy to eat 1.5. 1.2 units of loss. So Washington first 5 team total over 1.5 minus 118. We'll take that. And I'll also do Washington full game money line. I guess I'll take what's best here. What's best here? Let me see. Where the hell are we? Can't even find it. I'll take plus 159. A whole bunch of places have that. So I'll take Washington full game money line plus 159.
Yeah, I think all of your action makes sense. Everybody on Washington, DC Capper taking them on the plus 1.5. Give the Cartel says the Nats bats are touching the ball more than the Yankees. Joe Yurkovich says Nats plus 15.62 units on the road this season. Billy Friedrich found it for you at plus 166 over at Book.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Billy Friedrich.
Yeah, he's a great guy. All right. I get it. I get it, but I'm going to stay on the sidelines in this one.
Okay.
Here, I just feel like predicting Rodon right now, coming off the IL, is just tricky. I mean, we're just going to believe that Rodon's trash.
Not necessarily, just that he's not reliable enough to be a fucking minus 175 favorite. Excuse me?
No, I get it. But there's lots of spots that I like here. And obviously, I have a vividness bias that's probably getting in the way of me fading him. And I liked what Sharpie dropped. But I'm going to move past this spot and cheer for all of you guys. Everybody on the Nats except for one guy, Londo. Let's move on. Next up for us, 7:05 p.m. Eastern, St. Louis Cardinals 55-71. 27-34 on the road at the Pittsburgh Pirates, 56-69, 30-32 at home. We're at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Adam Wainwright versus Johan Oviedo. Special shout out to our friend Jose Bouquet, who backed Wainwright in his last start. Now, he didn't bet on Wainwright, but he bet on the first 5 under and the full game under. He also gave out the full game under as part of our friends and family parlay, which cashed at 12-1 or 10.5-1 to 12.5-1, depending on where you got it at. Wainwright versus Oviedo. Let's take a look at the weather here in Pittsburgh, PNC ballpark. I want to go so badly. I've been to Pittsburgh, but it was winter. Saw a Penguins game, but I need to go to I walked around the ballpark, but I want to go inside, watch the game. 77 Fahrenheit, 6.1 miles per hour, left to right. And then it becomes right to left. A wind all over the place, but very light wind, nothing to worry about. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal here for PNC. Minus 16% home runs, but plus 14% doubles and triples, minus 3% overall. Let's take a look at the line history here. We will start with the money line full game. We have Oviedo and the Pirates sitting in the minus 130s. A Pinnacle at the lowest line at minus 130 exactly. Opened up at minus 134. So we've had 4 cents of movement towards Wainwright and the Cardinals. From a total perspective, it surprised me to see this drop to 9.5. It opened up under 10 at minus 104. The under took immediate money. This didn't come out to 11:01 p.m. Under took immediate money down to 9.5, up to 10. It's sitting at 10 right now, and it's juiced to the under. So we have 6 cents of movement to the under, and basically the same 6 cents of movement towards St. Louis. Mark Schlimberg said, you come to Pittsburgh, definitely hit me up. I will, Mark Schlimberg. I went to the fucking a meatball bar downtown, all different types of meatballs. It's fucking awesome.
Yo, Jim, Pittsburgh is growing on me by the month and by the year. Maybe we should all just move there, man.
Oh, I would be down. I would like to get out of Toronto. I would like to. Okay, let's take a look.
We could get a huge house in Pittsburgh. Fix it up.
Oh man,
8 bedrooms and shit.
And they have Vietnamese restaurants. We went to one there. We had quail. It was fucking great. Okay, Cardinals.
All this like fun shit in there. It's kind of under the radar. A guy I knew from a long time back started. He bought a church and he turned it into like a comedy incubator or something. It's kind of like a fun place over there.
Oh man, and Toite Latte over there.
Toite Latte. Mike Craig from Raz.
Oh, I love it. 82%
waterfall.
Oh, chocolatey waterfall.
Isn't that area?
Chocolatey waterfall.
Ooh,
sure.
Mark Schillingberg, 82% of the tickets, 84% of the cash on the Pittsburgh Pirates, but we have a slight move towards the St. Louis Cardinals. We have 38% of the tickets and 59% of cash on the over. The public's actually on the under. I think that we need Jose Bouquet back on this because he backed Wainwright when no one else would. He backed Wainwright when no one else would. And Wainwright gave him a quality start. 3 earned runs over 6 innings. 4-2 loss at home versus the Mets. On the road, opponents are hitting 360 off of him. That last start was at home. On the road, 360 off him. 9 homers and 31 2/3. Johan Oviedo's not pitching well. 4 earned runs in his last outing in 4 innings, and it was also against the Mets. At home, he's got a 4.50 ERA. Now, he's only allowed 6 home runs over 72 innings at home. The Cardinals are hitting righties hard, 272, 803. The Pirates are not, 230. Actually, not bad, 238, 749. Both bullpens have been mediocre. Dan Kelly says if you come to the lake in September, bring a few friends.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go. I got a lot of I was busy, September is starting, college football. I might be doing some college football stuff. I got to fucking do ayahuasca in a couple weeks. Got a lot of shit going on. But Dan Kelly, I'm going to try to make that happen. I'm totally serious. I know I flaked on August in the summer. I'm so excited for it, Dan.
Where are you doing ayahuasca, if we don't?
Fucking Queens or something. I don't fucking know. Probably do some Cambo first or whatever, Fucking lick the toad first.
Jose, Cardinals, Pirates. You believed in Wainwright last start. Do you believe in him here?
I honestly kind of do again. I'm not gonna lie. I I was mildly interested in an under in this game again. TBH. I love a revenge start. And this is Johan Oviedo facing his former squad in the Cardinals. I love that motivation. I don't think, I'm going to double check here, actually has faced them this year already. The beginning of the season when the Cardinals had hope. At the Cardinals, 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 10 Ks, 1 walk there as well. And just all of that money on the Pirates, and it has not moved. I think you've already mentioned it, Jimmy, but 82% of the bets and 84% of the money on the Pirates, and it has not moved. It's pretty surprising there. And, I wish this was a little bit flipped. It's 62% of the bets and 41% of the money on the under instead of 38% of the bets and 59% of the money on the over there. Wish that was flipped. But I do admittedly like an under here. I just don't think I'm going to move on. I think Wainwright's put the fear in God in me. I've got one under with him. I don't know if I can get another one.
Noli says Oviedo shoves against St. Louis, the team that gave up on him. Noli knows will be alongside Jose and I this Thursday, capping the MLB card. Pistol Pete Loshak, Cardinals, Pittsburgh Pirates. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I've been massively fading Wainwright start in and start out. I think I was traveling or something on his last start, so I don't exactly remember what happened, or maybe I bet it not that big. But if Jose Bouquet bet on an under with him, that is no. All jokes aside and all crazy accents aside, that is an impressive move. If Jose Bouquet really did that, though, once again, now he's on the road. Oviedo's no great shakes, but it's got to be a fade of Wainwright again, and if he has a nice start and they lose, it's okay. You got to take calculated risks, but I don't see how this is not another fade Wainwright spot. Obviously, at Pittsburgh against the Pirates is not the ideal spot to load up on a fade of him, but neither was the KC game, right? Similar thing at KC against that lineup, and was watching that at fucking Bet Bash as he gave up like 4 runs in the first or whatever the hell it was. Got to fade him again.
Are you going to get to the window?
Gosh, let me just. There's so as usual. There's like 5 or 6. What'd you say?
Let's talk about some of the notes from the chat. So we've heard from Noli about Oviedo shoving against the team that gave up on him, and he's done that in his past. 2.65 ERA and 3 career starts against the Cardinals. He lost April 14th, but he struck out 10 and allowed 1 run in 7 innings. I get it. I don't want. There's lots of spots where I feel like I can trust an angle enough to put my money on it, and here I don't. But I guess what's your Jim? What's your ballpark numbers on Pittsburgh? Because as you know, for years I accurately assessed it as a run suppressing place, which favored Pittsburgh as a home dog and unders. This year it's flipped. What do your numbers say about this park at this minus
spot?
16% home runs, plus 14% doubles and triples, minus 3% singles, minus 3% overall runs.
Right. Yeah, that's about what I would. All right, I'll just start with one play, and I might add on some others later. But I'll take Pittsburgh first half. Pittsburgh first 5 on the money line. We can get minus 133 at Pinnacle. That's okay for me. Pittsburgh first 5 minus 133.
Pirates first 5 minus 133. And Jose, are you going to now? Obviously, you just cashed and looked very good doing it, backing a pitcher who's got an 8.42 ERA and a 2.01 WHIP. So obviously,
unreal, Jose Bouquet.
But obviously, that's going to be in your head, and that's one of the difficulties of what we do, because especially in football, when you cash on a team 1 week and then you just think, you bet them again the next week, and it can be detrimental to your bankroll. What are you going to do here?
I'm taking the under again. Under 10 minus.
Wow.
I mean, come on. Give up 4 earned runs, Wainwright. That's fine. 4, cool, great. I think Oviedo loves here. That's the thing. I love revenge starts, and if the Pirates can score 10 earned runs on their own against the Cardinals bullpen and Adam Wainwright, then fine. But I think I think Oviedo shoves here against his former squad. I love a revenge start. It's one of those things that can't get enough of it. And by the way, Pete, I'm also going to join you. Pittsburgh first 5 money line as well.
I'll double up. I'll take Pittsburgh full game as well, minus 129. Pittsburgh full game, minus 129. Current line at Heritage.
I agree with you guys that it's very likely that Wainwright struggles here. But with all this, what was the line move on the Pirates? I mean, with all this money on them, has it moved at all?
Oh,
It's
gone the other way.
Yeah. Let me see what it's done first five. Let me see what it's done first five very quickly here. I want to join you. I think that the cap, makes sense. Let's see what Bet Chris has done here. They have it sitting at minus 135, and that's where they opened it at 8:17 this morning.
And actually, Jim, let me change that to Pittsburgh full game minus 1 plus 108 because obviously high volatility with Wainwright. So Pittsburgh minus 1 plus 108 current line Pinnacle.
And you know what? I just got cold feet with Pirates first five, so you can take that off for me. I'm not going to.
Okay. All
right. You scared me, Pete. That look you've given me on the screen has worried me. So I'm just going to under 10. I think Wainwright's not going to have a terrible start. He'll get through 4 innings. Does he give up a run an inning? Sure, but that's not horrible for Adam Wainwright.
No, I hear you. I talk about volatility all the time. We're capping here with high volatility as far as our confidence is concerned, Jose Bouquet.
And there is Chocolate Waterfall. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Well, I am interested in what you guys are doing with the Pirates, but I don't know if I can get there. I want to keep everything pretty straight, although we'll see if those other totals that I bet are going to follow that Jays Orioles thing, which makes me feel very confident. I'm interested in what you guys are doing. Loshak's on the Pirates first five minus 133 and full game minus 1 at plus 108. Jose's on the under 10 at minus 110, and we move on. 7:10 p.m. Eastern, Los Angeles Dodgers 76-47, 33-26 on the road at the Cleveland Guardians 59-66, 32-31 at home. Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go right to the weather here. 72 Fahrenheit, 10.7 miles per hour in, 10.7 to 7.3 miles per hour in the land. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal and see what their expectations are here. Progressive Field minus 8% home runs, plus 9% doubles and triples, plus 1% overall runs. Reclaim James on the Dodgers. Londo gave us a big booty Latina play today, over 9. BJ gave us his MLB best bet, Dodgers minus 1.5. He was heavily on the Commanders yesterday. We know when BJ shoves his money into the middle, he gets paid in full, and he's on the Dodgers on the run line. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. Miller versus Cinder Clown. Let me move over to full game for this one. Noah Cinder Douche and the Guardians are sitting at plus 176. They opened up plus 183, so we have a 7-cent move to the Guardians. Let's take a look at the total here for this one. And Noli's right. We have a definite Rebenga spot here.
I'm interested in the under here as well. I will admit it.
Well, jump on the screen. Then let's take a look at what the line is right now. This total opened up under 9 at minus 107. It's moved to 8.5 at plus money often. There has been a move to the under. So we have a move to the under and a slight move to the Guardians. Let's take a look at the cash flow here. We have 6% of the tickets and 15% of the cash on the Guardians. So 94 and 85 on the other side. Then we have 65% of the tickets and 68% of the cash on the under. And we have a move to the over. Let me say that again. We have 65% of tickets and 68% cash on the over. And we have a move to the under. Mike M says Syndergaard 18-2 over spot, blowing through the total by 3.8 runs on average. Andrew G says Dodgers smash. Sharpie says Bobby Miller K-prop under is calling my name pending lineups. Gifted Cartel says Dodgers Freddie Freeman 10 for 24, 417 against Syndergaard, who is 1-2 with a 3.09 ERA and 6 career starts versus Los Angeles. And Mike Wilkerson, Dodgers Braves run line parlay. Bobby Miller coming off a great start at home over the Brewers. Now, he's been good on the road all year, but finally he shoves at Chavez Ravine. 1 earned run, 1 hit over 6 innings. He looked in control, not focusing on strikeouts, just focusing on getting outs. On the road, he's been great all year. 4-0, 2.19 ERA, 227 opponents batting average. He's only allowed 1 jack in 37 innings. And then we have Cinder Clown, 4 in the third, 8 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned runs, 5 earned over the 4 in the third, and it was a 7-2 loss at the Reds. He looked really bad. Dodgers is righties 266, 754 since August 1st. Guardians 260, 718. Dodgers bullpen has been excellent. We've been waiting for it all year. At 2.26 ERA. The Guardians bullpen has started to play well again. 3.02 ERA in August, but it's too little, too late. Here we go. Let's start with Jose. You're interested in the under. Are you going to move on the under?
No, I don't think so. But I will admit, Jim, one of the things that I've done to help me in this hot streak I've been on is listening to the chat. Who would have thought? The chat is always on fire, as always, for us here. Mike's dropping that knowledge on the under or on the over there was made me a little skittish, and then you can see everyone putting over in the chat. Like I said, I do like revenge spots here. Would I be surprised if Syndergaard went the first time through the order and went scoreless? I wouldn't be, but the second time through, probably they get to him here. The Dodgers lineup is very good, and Mucky and Freddie Freeman both, like Noli said in the chat as well, pencil them in for doubles because they're in there. But I'll just probably end up just running with Dodgers run line, shot to BJ, and just move on with my day because again, Noah's revenge spot here, but I think he can only pitch well against shitty teams. So I think I'll move on Dodgers -1.5.
Let's hear what Pete has to say while I line shot. Pete, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to take a shot with the Dodgers. Obviously, I'm going to hold off right now. The lines are just a little bit too inflated. My numbers say no value, which may be correct. I'd love to take race to 3, but at -210, can't quite do it. And the line is just too high. Can't pull the trigger on it, Jim. Sorry.
-1.5. The best line we can give you is a -121. -121 at Pinnacle. Let me just check quickly to see what Heritage is offering. See if they can help here. So -121. Oh shit, fell off of. It's not even on. Okay, whatever. It's back to. Okay. Let's see if we get this here.
It's a good day of baseball, though. My card is pretty girthy today. So today will be an important day for my season. It'd be really nice.
We can get you a -120, Jose. So you're locked in. Joe Yerf said it's in the line. It's too high. There we go. And Gift Cartel says revenge all over the board today. JP says Mookie stats worry me. 0 for 9 with 3 Ks. Noli knows liking the look on JD. Kelly McKinnis says Dodgers run line and the over. Noli knows says live under spot. DC Capper on the run line. And Tori Coker says 6-1 Dodgers. I'm on 6-1 Dodgers. So he's on the under. Okay, so we move on. 7:20 p.m. Eastern, the New York Mets 59-67, 28-39 on the road at the Atlanta Braves. 80-44, 42-22 at home at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. Hot Atlanta. Let's take a look at the weather. In Atlanta, we have 96 Fahrenheit. Feels like 100. 5.5 miles per hour left to right. Stays between 5.5 and 3.7. Sometimes it's slightly out. Take a look at Ballpark Pal. Let's see what their expectations are of Truist Park. Truist Park here, plus 14% home runs, minus 15% doubles and triples, plus 4% runs. Plus 4% runs. Take a look at the line history now for this one. Totals and sides. I've got the run line up, so let me move over to the money line. This is a fascinating spot here because we know what Megal does on the road. He sucks. And then you have Elder, who looked washed up for a youngin'. Until that last start when he looked very good. Is he now back in form? Let's take a look at this line history. This is Elder and the Braves sitting at -213. and they opened up at minus 211. So we have 2-cent move to the Braves. And shout out to Mike M for being so confident on the Mets last night. That was a thing of beauty. This total is now at 11. It opened up at a very juiced. Actually, it wasn't even that juiced when it came out 4:44 p.m. yesterday. It was actually juiced to the under. I thought it was always juiced to the over, but it was not. But it is now at 11, sitting at 11, juiced to the under. So we don't really have a move on the side, and we have a move towards the over. Let's take a look at the cash flow then and see if there's correlating action. First off, 11% of the tickets on the Mets and 38% of the cash. They look live yet again. 65% of the tickets and 78% of cash on the over, and we've seen it move up. Equanimus looking at the Yurfie here. Gifted Cartel saying on August 11th, McGill gave up 6 runs, 5 earned, and 5 1/3 innings in a 7-0 Atlanta win. He is 1-2 with a 4.66 ERA and 8 career appearances, 7 starts against the Braves. Great stuff coming from the chat. Love it. Ricardo Morel says Mets again. And Sharpie thinks that's Pete's special victims unit pitcher.
Yeah. Don't fuck with me.
New York Mets 59-67, but 28-39 on the road. Megal's last start was a nice start, but it was at home where he's pitched well. On the road, he's been abysmal. 8.20 ERA with a 3.51 opponent's batting average. Bryce Elder 9-4, 3.46 ERA, 1.21 WHIP. 100 strikeouts over 138 innings, but that last start was very good. No earned runs over 7 innings. At home, 75 innings, 5-1, 3.12 ERA, 59 Ks, 21 walks, 9 homers, 239 points batting average. Mets first righties 234, 715 OPS since August 1st. Braves 293, 876, and the Mets bullpen's been an atrocity. 6.63 ERA in August, while the Braves bullpen's been very good. 2.11 ERA. Take it away, Pistol Pete Loshak, Mets Braves.
JP's, he says, I look like a hard-nosed principal sent to the inner city to turn that school around. That's not bad, right, Jim?
That is good. That is good.
Mind if I do a quick joke? Yeah, JPZ, if you want to throw your life away, go ahead, do it. I don't care. But if you want to make your life better and give yourself a future that you can be proud of, I'm here to help you. All right, let's get to the game. Yeah, I like offense here. I think that I've been doing this. I've been betting overs one way or another at Atlanta all season long, and it's a bad spot for Elder according to my numbers. Bad spot for Megal. Obviously, I'll make an official play. Both teams to score 3 or more. Minus 200. It's a high line, but I'll take it. I'll make it official. I could do 4 or more at minus 105, but I'm going to bet both, but I'll just make official 3 or more minus 200. That's an official play.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
Yeah, Jose. Don't make me come to San Antonio and get hard-nosed with you, Jose.
Locked in both teams to score 3+ runs. So you agree with this move from 10.5 to 11? 11 is a pretty high total.
Yeah.
Here.
I mean, there's been a lot of big moves to the over that I agreed with strongly in Atlanta this year and would take even after the move. And this day, of course, they don't always win, but this is one of them.
Both teams to score 3+ runs. Do you feel like you said your numbers sort of lead you towards the idea that Elder will be touched here? Do you think the Mets are live at this number?
Definitely. I just don't quite have the balls to take them at -1. But yeah, I actually believe it or not, like the Mets yesterday, despite the starting pitching matchup. I mean, and the same way. I mean, the Mets have turned a little bit of a corner right now. Obviously, they were a dumpster fire all year long, and still, in general, a dumpster fire. But right now, they should not be this big of a dog. So yeah, my lines indicate value with the Mets. -1 or -1.5 as well. Sure.
All right, let's roll on. Next up for us, 8:10 p.m. Eastern, the Boston Red Sox 66-59, 31-31 on the road at the Houston Astros, 71-55, 34-29 at home. Jose, your Red Sox 7 games over 500, lost yesterday and can't get swept here. We have Tanner Houck back since taking the comebacker to the face. Got surgery, been sidelined since mid-June. He has had a 3-start rehab assignment. He threw 59 pitches over 4 scoreless in his last rehab start. He has been very good over his last 2 outings at Worcester. 7 scoreless, struck out 7, and he only allowed 3 base runners. 3 base runners. Here we go. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. Red Sox, Astros. We have the Houck and the Red Sox sitting at plus 122. They opened up at plus 136, 14 cents of movement towards the Boston Red Sox. I'm sure that is music to Jose's ears. Let's take a look at this total. This total is sitting at 9. It opened everywhere at 8.5. It was slightly juiced to the over when it opened, and it is now at 9. So we have a move to the Red Sox and a move to the over. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this one. We have 38% of the tickets, 49% of the cash on the Astros. Well, the market's moving heavily away from that. Then we have 38% of the tickets, but 68% of cash on the over. Mike M was using alternate totals last night and cashing all of them. He's what a monster he is. So Verlander 12-4 spot, but 0-14 under spot, staying under by almost 4 runs. LJ from H-Town easily cashed his action last night. Red Sox, Astros first 5 over 4.5 for him. And JPZ giving dialogue to our friend Pistol Pete Loshak. That is an excellent line. So Houck was good on the road this year. 4.26 ERA, 235 opponents batting average. He was on his way to I don't know what the hell he was going to do, but he had looked like he might have turned the corner. There. And his last start, he had allowed 1 earned run over 4 innings in what ended up being a 15-5 win at home over the Yankees. Justin Verlander's last start was ugly. 5 runs, 4 of which were earned in a 12-5 win at the Marlins. Red Sox rating 259, 772 OPS versus righties. Astros 247, 10. Red Sox bullpen has been bad in August. 6.18 ERA, while the Astros bullpen is elite again. 1.92 ERA. Jose Bouquet, your Red Sox in action. Houck back on the bump. What the hell are you going to do here?
Pete, Pete, what are you doing over there, Pete? You just murmuring over to yourself?
What am I doing? I'm like, can I do a Scarface impression? I think I've done it, but can I do it right now? I don't know. And I'm like, can I do a Travolta? Yes, but I haven't done it in years. So I'm like practicing a little bit. All right, asshole?
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I went back and forth on this. I'm not on Red Sox money line yet. Catch me on Say Hey plays. I wouldn't be surprised if I was. But I am on the over. I got the 8.5. I took it juiced on Bet Online minus 127. I think there's runs here again. I don't love betting pitchers first starts back. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if Houck got touched up here a little bit. Obviously, I think he'll be a decent to good bet on pitcher for the rest of the year. But first start always interesting. You have to get the jitters out after you get smoked in the face like that. So I lean Red Sox here, but I am on the over 8.5 here, thinking that worst comes to worst. I think the Astros might be able to get some runs off of Houck, and anything the Red Sox can get off Verlander is just a bonus for here.
Sharpie says 5 times this year Verlander has given up 4 or more runs, like last week, and he's never given up more than 1 run in any game following. Get back day is real with JV. Pistol Pete Loshak. Jose's on the over 8.5 minus 127. Mike Wilkerson also on the over 8.5. And a very interesting idea from Mike, or stats from Mike. Verlander is on in 12-4 spot, but 0-14 to the under by almost 4 runs. Take it away, Pete. Red Sox Astros.
Yeah, my number's like Boston as a dog and the under. Didn't bet either of them yet. Obviously, it's a tricky game. Houck, no matter what, is a question mark here. So is Verlander a bit, but running the numbers, Boston and the under are my leans. Not sure if I'm going to bet either of those, and probably will not make. I like Boston more though than the under.
And Jose on the over 8.5. That's a big legit market move towards Tanner Houck and the Boston Red Sox. All right.
Oh wow, yeah, that is a big move. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And look at this. The Pimp slap play of the day is in. Houston first 5. Under
wow.
5.
Yeah. My number's like the under and Boston.
The first 5 under 5. Huh. Wow. So, Jose, with your over 8.5, who do you think is the most vulnerable on the mound? Is Hout coming off the IL or Verlander off that ugly start?
It's a tough question. I could easily see both these guys giving up 3 runs, and get us to the 6, and then we'll see what the bullpens do. You mentioned the Red Sox bullpen has not been the best recently, and it's been very annoying because it's not like it's been a collective failure. It's just been one guy a day just having a shitty out appearance and getting shit on. So yeah, I think both these guys could both give up 3. Honestly, let me check the numbers against righties for the Astros here this month because, again, maybe I'm a biased piece of shit, but I think that Verlander is a little more vulnerable here. 18th, 99 weighted runs created plus this month for the Astros against righties, while the Red Sox are at 13th, 105. I think honestly Verlander could get touched up here. He has a pretty good track record against the Red Sox too. I looked it up. And last start was in 2019, so it's been a minute. But I ultimately, when I think of Justin Verlander, I think of him getting touched up with against the Red Sox. So it's very funny. So, but I actually think Verlander could give up the 4 runs here. So we'll see what happens. And Mike M also saying that he might not get Bregman today. So that'll be a big one.
It would hurt if Bregman is not in the lineup. All right. We will move on.
Jim. Yeah, I'll take 2 plays. I'll take the first 5 under 5 minus 122. That's buying up at Pinnacle. First 5 under 5 minus 122. I like that one. And then I'm also going to take Boston, but I'm going to take them again a little bit safe here in case late game shenanigans happens. I'm going to take them +1 at minus 121. Also Pinnacle line. Boston +1 minus 121 at Pinnacle line at Pinnacle, and I do vaguely like the full game under as well.
And we can get you at minus 115 at MGM. Bet MGM.
Great.
All right, you are in business. Jeffrey Morrison, everything I bet Astros game first 5 under, I get smoked, but I'm pulling for the Pimp slapper. Jose on the over 8.5. Loshak and the Pimp slap play today on the first 5 under. And Loshak also on Red Sox +1 at minus 121. We will see if Jose moves on the Red Sox. He will be on Say Hey Plays of the Day alongside Bo Bano. All right, let's move on. Next up for us, 8:10 p.m. Eastern. This is a double up spot, and I almost didn't double up. I almost only bet 1, but I took the first 3 under 2.5 and the first 5 under 4.5. Trans Canada. Nice to see you, buddy. Nice to see you. All right. We also have our friend Razor Sharp Picks Gambler's First Glance. Gambler's First Glance from Razor is the Twins money line here this evening. Twins money line from our friend Razor Sharp Picks. And our guy Rob Free, member for he's got the L star, so it's got to be 8 or 9 months. Rob Free, anything that you need, we will provide. I'm on the Toronto Baltimore first 3 under 2.5 and the first 5 under 4.5. Jose's on the first 5 under 4.5 and the Orioles full game. Loshak's on the first 3 under 2.5, and I got the 4.5 minus 115 and the first 3 under 2.5 minus 125. Loshak got it at Will Hill at minus 130, and I'm going to be on the Orioles. I've got to stick to the plan. So that's what's up. All right, let's follow up. Razor Sharp Picks backing Minnesota Twins. I'm on the first 5 and first 3 under in this one. And this one, I almost didn't double up. I got first 3 under 2.5 minus 120, first 5 under 4.5 at minus 105. We're at American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Perfect weather for baseball. We expect the roof to be open, even though it doesn't change that much. But let's take a look at the weather in Milwaukee. 76 Fahrenheit at first pitch, 7.8 miles per hour in. Dies down to 6.3, but it's always in. Take a look at Ballpark Pal here. American Family Field plus 13% home runs, minus 2% doubles and triples, minus 12% singles, minus 5% overall runs. Arthur Meade Jr. on the full game under 8.5 here. I like that. I like hearing that, Arthur. Let's take a look at the line history here. We'll start with the money line. We know that Razor is on the Twins at even money. They are no longer at even money. We've had to move towards the Twinkies. Oh, actually, they opened up minus 104 at Pinnacle, but there was times it got down to minus 102 a bunch of times. A few different times, 5 or 6 different times. But it's at minus 107 right now. So we have 3 cents of movement. 3 cents of movement to the Minnesota Twins. 3 cents of movement to the Twins. And then the total is what I care most about. Obviously, that's where my action is. So let's move over to the total here. We are sitting at 8 at Pinnacle. We opened up at 8.5. It moved to 8 at 10:09 a.m. So let's see what my first 5 is at. Please show me a 4. Please show me a 4. And we can't do that. I don't like this. So I got minus 105. I know this opened up at even money. It's now at minus 108. Let's see what Bet365 has done. Have they done anything? Please tell me at least move to minus 110. Move to minus 110. They have not. It's still minus 105 to the under there. Okay, let's break it down. Bailey Ober has not been as good of late, but he was okay against the Tigers. He saw the Tigers in back-to-back games. Allowed 2 earned runs over 5 innings in the last start. He's been good this year, 3.40 ERA, 1.13 whip. On the road, he's got a 3.88 ERA, 265 opponents batting average. Look, I really like Wade Miley, and I make money off of him. And he had a tough start last out against the Dodgers. The Dodgers are hitting hard right now. And the Twins smashed lefties too, 262, 824 OPS since August 1st. But I expect Wade Miley, after that 7-1 loss at the Dodgers, to pitch well here. He's pitched well at home, 3.03 ERA, 241 opponents batting average. He's only allowed 4 jacks over 38 2/3 at home. And the Twins bullpen is 5.09 ERA, Brewers 3.21. I like the fact that the gambler's first glance is on the Twins because I think Bailey Ober is a little bit more questionable than Wade Miley here, but I also realize that the Twins bats are much more potent than the Brewers bats. So when I moved on the first 3 under 2.5 and the first 5 under 4.5, it was the idea that Ober should be able to handle this Brewers offense that just doesn't hit righties. And Wade Miley should be able to hold down this Twins offense that's smashing lefties enough. Take it away for us here, Pete. Twinkies, Brewers at American Family Field.
Yeah, I definitely like the Twins here. As far as, and I guess I will make it official. Not sure if I want to take the money line or the, there's a high volatility. So I'll make Twins -1 plus 121 official. Just standard, straightforward play. Miley's a question mark. Ober is going to have to not get crushed. He'll probably give up at least a couple. And slightly into the over as well.
Oh, I don't like hearing that. Sorry, did you take the Twins on the -1 line?
Yeah, -1 plus 121.
Plus 121. I don't like the lean to the over. Dabby Cab saying everyone went 5-1 on all official bets yesterday on Medicate Monday. 5-1. LJ 8-2 over his last 10. And Razor is plus money. Mike is at 3 of the last 4. And Dabby now 23-8. Noli knows says watching Miley pitching live, you can see how off balance the Dodgers hitters were. I love Wade Miley. I like backing him. He's part of my rotation. I like him. I hope that he can hold down the Twinkies enough for me to cash here. Okay, let's move on. We have Gambler's First Glance on the Twins from Razor Sharp Picks. We have Peter Loshak on the Twins. Sorry, move over here. Twins -1 at plus 121. I'm on the first 3 under 2.5 and the first 5 under 4.5. Let's roll on. Next up for us, 8:10 p.m. Eastern, Seattle Mariners 70-55, 36-27 on the road at the Chicago White Sox 79-76, 25-34 at home. We're at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois. We're all on it, waiting patiently to see what pitcher pops up next. We all need to know what the hell is going to pop up next, Jose. What the hell, Jose? You got to give us something, Jose. Brian Wu coming off the IL. He was on the IL on August 3rd. He had a forearm issue, and he never went out on a rehab assignment. And there's an expectation that he's not going to go too deep here. Brian Wu, 4.75 ERA, 1.24 whip, 60 Ks over 55 innings. And on the road, he's got a 4.11 ERA, 227 opponents batting average. He's only allowed 2 jacks in 35 innings. Going up against Clevenger, who had a very nice performance in the 4-3 loss to the Cubs. Didn't allow a run over 7. His bullpen let him down. He's got a 2 ERA and a 217 opponents batting average. Mariners are smashing right now, 276, 841 OPS versus righty since August 1st, while the White Sox are 246, 684. Mariners bullpen at 2.45 ERA, while the White Sox bullpen 5.73 ERA since August 1st. So let's start with the weather at Guaranteed Rate Field. We have, past it here. We have 81 Fahrenheit, 6 miles per hour in, dice down to 5. Then we're going to go to Ballpark Pal. Let's see what their expectation is. The most offensive ballpark on the card today. Now, it's not too bad, though. Plus 19% home runs, minus 9% doubles and triples, plus 7% runs overall, plus 7 overall. Sharpie says Castillo at one point last night threw 47 straight fastballs. Wu has a nice fastball. This Sox team can't fucking hit. That's straight from our guy, Sharpie. Londo leaning to the Mariners. Brian Watson looking at the over in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history then for this spot. We have the Wu and the Mariners sitting at minus 152. They opened up minus 149. So 3 cents of movement, just 3 cents of movement. Take a look at the total here. The total in Mariners, White Sox opened up. I think it opened up at 8.5 at most spots. It opened up, it opened up at 9 at Pinnacle at 8:04 this morning. Within 5 minutes, it was at 8.5. But by 9:23 a.m., it was right back at 9. Bouncing from 9 to 8.5. It's stuck at 9 since 10:25 a.m. But the over is plus money, plus 105 to the over. So, but even here, the over opened up at plus 103. So we still have a 2 cent move to that under. So we have a slight move to the under, a very slight move to the Seattle Mariners. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this one. We have 92% of tickets, 93% of the cash on the Mariners. The market's not moving towards them. You have 79% of tickets and 94% of cash on the under. It's not really moving towards the under. A very interesting. Take it away for us here, Pete. Mariners, White Sox, a Guaranteed Rate Field.
Yeah, this one. Let me just find my notes. Sorry. Let me find where the fuck are my notes? Sorry, gotta find my notes. Yeah, I was thinking, again, no-brainer-ish, early unders. Wu, I think, will be okay. Clevenger, no reason to believe he won't be okay. Similar to the Toronto game, little obvious. Doesn't mean it's a bad bet. Early unders, first 3 and or first 5 is what I was thinking, Jim.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, there's a lot of money on these unders. I guess maybe, but the market's not moving towards the under. I wonder if there's a concern with the White Sox bullpen and the Mariners getting to them, because Clevenger seems strong. I'm a little surprised that the line's not moving towards the under. All this money on them.
Exactly.
So I guess I have to deal with that in the Brewers Twins game, which makes me nervous. I don't have to deal with it at all in the Jays game, but we'll see if I have to deal with it in the next spot that I'm on the under, because I doubled up on one more under here. Would you want to make anything official, Pete?
Probably, but just you can move on to the next game, and I will. I probably am going to take I can't not do it, because if it hits, I'll be pissed off. So I'll take, instead of the first 5, I'll just take the first 3, 2.5 minus 110. Although I don't understand why that line is so not low, Jim. It should be lower, but I'll take it. First 5 under 2. First 3 under 2.5 minus 110.
And Sharpie saying, if this goes over, the Mariners take it over. They're looking like the team we all thought they would be at the beginning of the year. He's looking to bet them to make the World Series. They're hot at the right time. Yeah, I'll be happy if I catch the over with win totals. I'm not sold on them when push comes to shove offensively, but there's no doubt about it that right now they're raking. Will that continue? I mean, and obviously I've got a bias from watching them not unable to rake all year until the last 6 weeks or so. But they are getting hot at the right time, and if they stay hot, they're going to be very dangerous. All right, Pete's on the first 3 under 2.5 and minus 110. Let's move up onto my double up. Now, we spoke about this last night at the very end of our Monday Night Live stream. and I studied it, and I pulled the trigger. I'm on the first 3 under 2.5 and the first 5 under 5 here in Reds Angels. I got that first 3 under 2.5 at minus 105 and the first 5 under 5 at minus 115. Cincinnati Reds being a good road team all year, 33-27 on the road. At the Angels, 61-64, 32-30 at home, Angel Stadium, Anaheim, California. When the Angels kept Ohtani and bought at the deadline, I thought that my win total under was a problem. But it looks like the Angels win total under will come through for me regardless. Now, that can change when Trout comes back, and we'll see. Let's talk about the weather in Los Angeles. We have 79 Fahrenheit, 9.4 miles per hour out to right field. Dies down to 7.4 offensive weather. But Ballpark Pal doesn't think that. Of course, Ballpark Pal also has the individual batters hitting profiles is a big part of this puzzle. Plus 9% home runs, but minus 5% doubles and triples, just plus 2% overall runs. Take a look at the line history here for this one. We have Ashcraft, Giolito, this total sitting at 9, and it's a juice to the over. And it got up to 9.5 for a little while. That makes me nervous. This opened up at 8:06 a.m. at 9. At Pinnacle, it moved up to 9.5. Now, this line was widely available at other books. I don't know why Pinnacle was so uncomfortable dropping it. But it's right now at this point, there's been a 7-cent move towards the over. 7-cent move towards the over. And from a money line let me just get over to the money line here very quickly. I apologize. Don't know why I wasn't up. From a money line standpoint, here we have these Angels sitting at minus 139. They opened up minus 133, 6 cents of movement towards the Los Angeles Angels. By the way, we have not flushed on with an important comment on the Giants. I would like to get to that after we hammer this. Kelly McKinnis says Giolito's been licking bags. Cincinnati money line. Not sure what bags. I fear what sort of bags you're talking about. Hopefully it's rosin bags. Sharpie says Giolito's from SoCal. 4-0 and 7 starts in the Big A as they are begging for you to bet Gio ERA over 2.5 today. As he's allowed 3 or more in 7 of 10 starts, Giolito's having a day today is what that says. And I like Graham Ashcraft. So let's take a look at the cash flow so I can hopefully have some confidence here. We have 40% of the tickets, 72% cash on the over. So sharp money on the over makes me nervous. 37%. Oh, shit, that's wrong. Sorry, that's the wrong game. Okay, this is a little better. 36% of the tickets, 41% of the cash on the under. That's a little better. 65% of the tickets, 69% of cash on the Reds. Market's moving the other direction. So I know that we talked about the full game total here, but I really want to know what the hell the first 5 is doing as I moved on the first 5 and the first 3. So we're just going to jump over to the first 5 before we hand it over. And it's at minus 109 to the under, which is great. I guess it's not great. What am I saying? I guess it got down to minus 105 at 10:49 a.m. So there's been 4 cents of buyback, but that still means there's an 11-cent move to the first 5 over. So I don't know why I would have said that. That's great. I'm obviously reading that wrong. Okay, so 11-cent move to the first 5 under. I'm nervous. Graham Ashcraft, 6-8, 4.89 ERA, 1.40 WHIP, but he's one of those pitchers that we spoke about earlier that's better than his numbers indicate. We talked about Grayson Rodriguez and Brady Singer and Graham Ashcraft as well. His last start, he allowed 3 earned runs over 7 innings and a 3-0 loss at home versus Guardians. He's been good on the road all year, 3.78 ERA. He's only allowed 4 home runs over 50 innings on the road. And Giolito here, his last start at the Rangers, he allowed 4 earned runs over 6 innings. But I like him here, and I like everything that was said about him from both Sharpie and from Dave Rogers last night when we were talking about him. Reds versus righties, 236, 736 OPS. They're just not hitting them that hard, and the Angels are much worse, 215, 628. The bullpens, especially the Angels bullpen, are questionable, and I can stay away from them. I'm on the first 3 under 2.5, minus 105, and the first 5 under 5, minus 115. Pistol Pete, take it away here, Reds, Angels.
You like it? You expect an improvement from Giolito here?
You know, talking about it with Dave and with Sharpie and Sharpie talking about how they want you to bet the over 2.5 runs for Giolito. They're setting it up on a tee for gamblers. I think that he's more than capable of a bounce back start at home here against the Cincinnati Reds team that's just not hitting righties. So a big part of the puzzle for me is that Giolito pitches well here. Yes.
I don't know. This was one of those games where I was like, gotta love Cincinnati, don't understand the line, and now it's moved even more in the Angels' favor. So I am just not getting it. I understand that Giolito could improve. I understand that Ashcraft has high volatility, but just don't understand the line. So that makes me and the movement. So it makes me nervous. I understand that Cincinnati is not going to be as good offensively when they go into LA as at home. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Don't understand what the hell's going on here. All right, you know what? Cincinnati -1 plus 165 official. Can't not do it. If it loses, fine. I'll lose a unit. Cincinnati -1 plus 165 official. Judge.
-1 at plus 165. Oh, God, that's just music to our ears. It's been too long since we've heard you say that, Pete, and it's something that we care about very, very much here on the show.
Well, you can tell now I'm feeling nervous because this shit doesn't make any sense, Jim. I mean, the Angels overall are ass except for Ohtani. Am I wrong? No?
No, you're very right.
The numbers and then the movement, and I just don't get it. And the total headed up, which means that they think that it's Ashcraft who's going to get vulnerable.
Or Giolito shoves.
The total's gotten bet up since the overnight, right?
Slightly, yeah.
So when I looked at it, it was 9 flat, both sides. Now it's like 9.5, only -120 on the under. I don't get it, but I'll do it.
All right, you're locked in here. Let's talk about what Nutflush was talking about. He says, if you trust the line move on San Francisco, then my advice is take the first 3. The numbers are absolutely mind-blowing on San Francisco team total unders. He's making a ton of money in the past 30 days, and the losses took miracles to lose.
Right.
Because they're not hitting.
I'm probably going to make Philly -1 an official play before the end of this show, Jim.
Yeah, I get it. Nutflush says the Giants are treating Kyle Harrison as the absolute real deal, but they want to keep him under 65 pitches. So if the walk issue comes into play, this game could go south quick.
Right.
Nutflush says, just so you feel better, Pete, he's almost done with Reds team total over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
maybe they think Ashcraft, I mean, high volatility for Ashcraft, so maybe they think he's going to get shelled, which I guess wouldn't be a shock, but very confusing game.
Jay Teece says, my source says Trout is in.
Okay, great.
And Sharpie says Giolito's going 6 to 9 innings and less than 300 runs. All right. Okay. Wine Time Sports. By the way, Pete, you missed our friend Wine Time Sports. Took his girlfriend to Maui. He proposed.
Yeah. What'd she say?
Why don't you pop it up? Can you pop it up for us, Jose? It's pretty spectacular.
I do not have that just available. Unfortunately, I did not keep the picture of Wine Time and his wife, but I'll find it here soon.
Yeah, it's a pretty special. She said yes.
Oh, they always say yes. Yeah.
But this is like, this is pretty lovely picture here. All right, we have 3 games left before Teece joins us for WNBA. Billy Friedrich, by the way, Contender Series here. Dana White Contender Series picks for tonight. Paolo plus 150. Reese and Brito parlay plus 165. Reese, Brito, and Knutson parlay plus 280. My friend Billy Friedrich. I will copy and paste. There's our guy, Jimmy Gomez, in the house. He was rolling with us last night. What a great guy Jay Go is. All right. So let's roll on. Next up for us, 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Also, the Juice asking for any Dinger Tuesday suggestions for today. If anybody has any, please drop them in the chat for our friend the Juice. By the way, DC Capper is on Cincinnati first 5 plus 115. Oh, we love you, Wine Time. Got to get to Pubapalooza and rock with us, man. You got to go. Oh man, I remember those days. Oh, and look at that. Look at that, Pete. Is that not magic right there?
Oh, whoa. Beautiful. All right. I'm happy. Wine Time Sports. Hell yeah. You look like you're going to be fucking have a great life, man.
It does. Yeah. Doesn't it? All right. 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Kansas City Royals 40-87. 17-47 on the road at the Oakland A's 35-90. 19-44 at home at Oakland Coliseum in Oakland, California. That was a mistake last night. I was just so caught up in my horse racing wins. I didn't move on the live over. Stimmy OG did in Kansas City, Oakland. It was just sitting there on the tee for us. That was something I rued the consequences of. 70 Fahrenheit. It's hot in the Pacific Coast. It is hot. 7.9 miles per hour, slightly out to right. 7.9 to 7.5. So instead of seeing the regular minus 30% home runs in Oakland, you will not see that today. Minus 14% home runs, minus 2% doubles and triples, minus 9% overall. Take a look at the line history here for this one. We don't have much. My bookie has opened this up at minus 117. Now it's at minus 120. Let's take a look at the totals here. The total, I've got the first 5 up, and it's at 4.5, very slightly juiced to the under. Full game, it is at 8.5. One book, it's at 8.5. Let's say 8.5, slightly juiced to the over. Okay, and then let's pull up. I would like just to pull up Bet365 and see if they've made this one available to bet, because then they'll have a pitcher listed. We know that we're expecting Greinke to come back, but will Zerpa be the opener? They don't have it on the board, but they have Zerpa listed. So Angel Zerpa, 6.08 ERA, 1.50 whip for the lefty. He's had his last start was 6-4 loss at home versus the Mariners, but he pitched pretty well. He only allowed 1 earned run over 4 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. And then we're expecting to see Zach Greinke, elbow. He's expected to be activated from the 15-day injured list to pitch today. And we don't know if he's going to start or if there will be an opener. Elbow soreness, left elbow soreness, and he had no rehab starts anywhere that I've got, just bullpen action for him. His last start, he got lit up by the Phillies, 5 earned runs over 4 innings. He's been bad on the road all season long. Do I have? Oh, yeah, there he goes. 52 and 2/3, 7.69 ERA, 287 opponents batting average. Hogan Harris on the other side. We haven't seen him since August 2nd. He got lit up and smoked at Chavez Ravine, but he's been pretty good at home this year. 5.35 ERA, 232 opponents batting average. He's only allowed 4 jacks over 33 and 2/3. And the Royals, the Royals, they don't hit lefties. Royals versus lefties since August 1st. Well, 251, but no power, 662 OPS. A's versus lefties, 224, 635. A's versus righties, 229, 735. So Royals bullpen 5.63 ERA, A's bullpen 5.76 ERA. Take it away for us here. Pistol Pete Loshak, Royals, A's.
Do we even have a line? I just passed on this one, Jim.
All right. Well, then let's move on. We got 2
Jim,
games.
I made a decision. Sorry. You can add on Philly -1 plus 113 current line at Heritage. I'll take it. That's full game, obviously. Philly -1 plus 113 current line at Heritage.
Philly -1 plus 113 for Pistol Pete Loshak. I like that look. Okay, we got 2 games left. Jose, if you could reach out to Teece and tell him that there's a 10-minute warning. 10-minute warning for Teece. 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Next up, Texas Rangers 72 and 53, 30 and 29 on the road at the Arizona Diamondbacks, 65 and 61, 31-31 at home. We're at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. We got 2 excellent pitching matchups here. Oh, and by the way, Ribeye play of the day is Koch. Andrew McCutchen at plus 165. McCutchen at 165. Set that up. Thank you for sharing with us, Mikey, my man. Rocco Rogers on Gallon over 5.5 Ks. Let's discuss this one. Don't need to worry about the weather. We know the roof will be closed, so we'll go right into the line history here. Gray versus Gallon over at Pinnacle. They have Gallon at -118. He opened up at -113. 5 cents of movement towards that Gallon. From a total standpoint, we're sitting at 8.5, and it's juiced to the over, which is a surprise. This opened up -112 to the under. Now it's -102 to the under. So we've had 10 cents of movement to the over. A surprise. A slight move to Arizona, and then a move to the over. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this one. And we have Here we go. Sorry. We have 55% of the tickets, 62% of the cash on the Rangers. Slight move to the Diamondbacks. Then we have 67% of tickets and 83% cash on the under. And yet, we have a move to the over. John Gray, 8 and 6, 3.52 ERA, 1.19 whip. Last start, 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo shot, 2-0 loss at home versus Angels. He had 2 very good starts in a row. Mike M says another Arizona spot for him. On the road, John Gray's been very good this year. 2.76 ERA, 2.08 opponents batting average. I like that DC Capper's on the under 9 in that Reds game. Gives me some confidence. Zach Gallen, on the other hand, also coming off a great start. 6 1/3, 1 earned run, the 3-1 win at the Padres. Faced the Padres back-to-back starts and handled it very, very well. And Mike M says Gallen off back-to-back strong starts, 1 run or less, 7-0 straight up, and the run line. Zach Gallen at home has been spectacular. 79 in the 30s, 10-1, 1.82 ERA, 92 strikeouts, 12 walks, just 5 home runs allowed, 204 opponents batting average. Rangers are hitting righties since August 1st, 244, 760. Diamondbacks versus righties, 236, 685. Diamondbacks have a 5.28 ERA from their bullpen since August 1st, while the Rangers 3.69. Take it away for us here, Pistol Pete, Rangers, Diamondbacks.
Yeah, this is a tough one. At Bet Bash, I went huge on Gallen in the first matchup against Hill, and then I don't know what the hell happened again. I guess I was traveling or something. Missed the second one. Or maybe I saw it and hesitated and then was traveling. I don't love this spot for Gallen. He is a little bit vulnerable at home against good offenses. Now he's a favorite here. High volatility with Gray. Texas has lost 5 in a row, though. If you gave me a free play, I'd do Texas -1, but not gonna. I got a bunch of bets on today's card, Jim. I'm gonna pass on this one.
I don't. Are we going to see Gray shove for a 3rd straight start?
Doubtful.
I find it doubtful. Troy Torrance says the move to the over is a fake out. Totals that move from 8 to 8.5 with the money on the under. Go under. He's looking at the under. I want Gallen first 5. I don't expect Gray to have a 3rd consecutive spectacular start. And I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Take it away.
So I was just going to say, speaking about the fake outs, that was like the people were talking about fake outs all the time at Bet Bash. They've been going on for years and years. I mean, we all kind of knew that, but it's just funny how to get like huge confirmation of them in all kinds of different ways. Mini fake outs, longer term fake outs. So when you're looking at market lines and market moves, especially like night before or day of game or whatever, be aware that happens all the time and still does in ways you can't even imagine.
Rob Free here with his action. Thank you for sharing that with us. He's on the O's money line. The Nats first 5 plus a half. Padres first 5 minus half. Diamondbacks Texas first 5 under 4.5. Mariners money line. Dodgers money line. I guess that's Connecticut Sun money line. There we go from Rob Free. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, I'm on Gallen. I'd like to be on Gallen and the D-backs first 5. I feel like I have an advantage on the hill, and I was very impressed with those back-to-back starts against the Padres. Yeah, I just feel like I have an advantage here. All right, let's talk about our final game on the board, 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Miami Marlins at San Diego Padres, and we arrive at Ron Crawford's spreadsheet play of the day. Ron has moved on the San Diego Padres on the -1 line. Shout out to our friend Ron Crawford. With the weather here at Petco, we have, up here, 72 Fahrenheit, 8.3 miles per hour in, that's down to 6.3. It is warm at Petco, warm. Take a look at Ballpark Pal and their expectation of Petco, -2% home runs, -6% doubles and triples, -13% singles, and surprisingly, -13% overall runs. And that probably has something to do with the strength of the pitching. Now, Luzardo has not looked very good of late, but Blake Snell has looked very, very good of late. So let's take a look at the line history here for our final spot on the board before we welcome Teece to the show for WNBA. We have Snell and the Padres sitting at -175. They opened up at -192. We have a big move towards Jesus Luzardo, which is a surprise. From a total scenario, this opened up at 7.5. and it was a juice to the over. It quickly became minus 110 to the under by 6:59 a.m. And then it flipped again. It flipped so much that at 8:06 a.m. they moved it to 8. And that was the lone time it got to 8. That one time, interestingly enough, that it kind of even moved towards 7 there after that, around 8:30 in the morning. Moved to 8 at 8:06 a.m. So it must have been hammered to the under. North Ender says the market has supported Luzardo his last 4 starts, and he still got lit up. Sharpie says Luzardo has allowed 4 earned runs or more in 4 straight, and he's pitched 37 more innings this year, more than any other year in his career. Is he tired? Or the teams he faced smashing lefties, which they have. There we go. Luzardo last start at home versus the Astros, they lit him up, 6 runs, 5 which were earned over 3 2/3. He struggled on the road, 4.85 ERA, 288 opponents batting average. And then what are the Padres doing against lefties? 303, 893 OPS since August 1st. It's impressive. Blake Snell pitching very well this year, 2.65 ERA, 1.26 whip. He's been excellent. Last start, 5-2 win at home versus the Orioles, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 1 jack, 5 Ks, 2 walks. The Marlins, are not hitting lefties. 230, 672 OPS, and both bullpens have struggled. Here we go. Pete, our last MLB game on the board, Marlins Padres. Take it away.
Yeah, I definitely think Luzardo is you mentioned it, getting tired, and but then again, San Diego can give anyone a break. They're just a team that you don't want to bet really in any way, shape, or form. You'll probably see this in college football this year. San Diego has been this all season long, and Snell, giving up 2 or 3. So my numbers like the over here, and a little small edge to San Diego even at the line, but like an over. But I'm going to hold off just for now. But I want to look into it a little bit more, see what the line moves are and all that stuff. But definitely leaning over.
Interesting. A lean to the over. I kind of like that. Nut Flush Allen is on the Padres team total over. He says that when him and Spreadsheet are together, it's extremely profitable. And then Sharpie says, listening to the postgame interview with Snell, he's had an issue with his command of his breaking balls again.
Yeah, that's for real. I mean, yeah. Snell is like, I'm not going to say beginning of the year Snell, but the Snell from 3 weeks ago, just get that out of your mind.
Let me see this here. So we have 37% of the tickets and 54% of the cash on the over, and we saw it go up to 8. Huh.
Yeah, Nutflush likes team total over on San Diego. Yeah, that's a little bit no-brainerish as far as I'm concerned, and I'll almost certainly be on that.
28% of the tickets and 80% of cash on the Marlins. So Sharps must think. I'm interested in this over. I think that you have sold me on the over. I think you have a nice warm day, which we rarely get. You have 2 bullpens that have struggled.
I mean, wind's a little in. What are the ballpark numbers you have, Jim?
Well, that's a little concerning. Just minus 2% homers, minus 6% doubles and triples, but minus 13% overall runs.
Right. But I mean, when Luzardo, we know Luzardo from the first time he came to the majors. When he's on his game, he's close to lights out, and you're going to get 11 strikeouts in 6 innings. When he's off his game, it doesn't matter what the wind is, doesn't matter who he's facing, he's going to give up 4. All right, I'll take San Diego first 5 team total over 2.5 plus 120 to start. Current line Heritage.
I'm checking the Padres first 5 team total over 2.5. What was the juice?
Plus 120.
All right. Let's review all MLB action before we are joined by Teece for WNBA. Don't forget about our poker tournament on Wednesday.
I'll be there.
I love it. We are 31 hours away. It was so much fun, man. We have a stream that Jose Bouquet hosts. We go from table to table to table to see the action. $50 bounty on our friend Jeff Slaughter. We have $309 tickets to the Sunday Showdown available for the top 3. The winner gets into the Cappers contest for free. And of course, there's a $25 buy-in. So we had $1,300 or $1,400 in the prize pool, and we hope to have more than that. If you don't have an account at BetOnline, go to pubsportsradio.com. We have a link there. They will match you up to $1,000, 100% match up to $1,000. Now, interestingly enough, if you want to switch your money over to the poker site, there's an issue with the bonus because the bonus is for sports. It's not for poker. So there is an issue there. There's an issue there that we've been finding out that we didn't realize is an issue. But please join us in the poker tournament. It's so much fun, man. So much fun.
Yeah, there's a mini recap video of the last one too. Welcome everyone to the Pub Sports Poker Tournament.
I'm pumped up, Jose. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Slaughter kills! Oh my god, with sixes!
Oh, he gets the pair.
What a monster Jeff is.
Jeff gonna pay to see his hand. He is.
Oh, we lost that guy.
Jeez.
Oh man!
Wow, come on.
Slaughter.
He's just letting it hang.
He's playing really well.
Oh shit, Jimmy's all in. Oh, he does. I'm done. I'm fucking done. How many times am I gonna lose a fucking pocket pair?
Wow.
Oh my.
Right in his face. If Big Show can win this hand, he can leap into the money.
Oh man!
Ace for good measure there. That's
Oh,
all in.
oh no! Oh no!
9-9.
Oh! Oh!
Extremely enjoyable, man.
Wow. So who wound up winning it?
Dexter Pope is our first winner. Dexter Pope won, and then our friend K Wolf came second. K Wolf came second.
Wow.
He also got bounties. He got $50 from Slaughter, $25 from me. He got the $109 ticket, and he came second. But Dex gets the free entry into the Cappers contest and the $109 ticket. And I'm not sure
Unreal.
but yeah, it was so much fun, man. Please join us. Not Sean says recruiting at work for more players. We're running side bets of 100 who last longer. God, it was just couldn't have been more enjoyable. It was so much fun. All right, let's review action here. Oh, also, don't forget about our Cappers contest. We have a couple weeks still, but sign up. We're all signed up. Peter Loshak, our winner of season 1. We had 66 entries. We want 200 entries so we can have $20,000 up for grabs. Every cent that is invested into the tournament goes back into the prize pool. Every cent. So please join us for that and for the Survivor contest.
Yes, and by the way, Professor Chris and Rick Levine signed up, and they need to make their account. So if you guys are watching, make an account on Pub Sports Radio's website because you need an account to be in the Cappers contest. So make an account with the website or with the email that you use to buy the tickets with, and we'll be all set.
Cool. Beautiful. And we got, it's great. We got our guy, Jordan Nordman, but he uses his wife's Rebecca Evans YouTube account. So people think that he's a woman, which we get lots of laughs at. He's going to be there. Robert Franklin going to be on there. We want everybody. It's extremely fun. Okay. Fap Win gave us a look here. And I'm telling you, if you bet every single one of Fap Win's Australian horses, you're way up. I'm going to drop it in the chat for you guys. They're always big prices. And there it is right there from Fat Win. Tone Miggins, levels play today is Bryce Harper over 1.5 bases at plus 140. He's also on a home run at plus 500. He's also on Harper hits, runs, and RBIs. And he's on Miguel Rojas, stolen base and home run at 11-1. Viper and B's on the over 7.5 in San Diego, Miami. Beautiful. I'm going to be on that with him. He's on the over 8.5 in Baltimore, Toronto. That makes me nervous because I'm on the first 3 and first 5 under, and he's on the over 10.5 in Atlanta, New York Mets. For the Dana White Contender Series, Diehard MMA podcast giving us action here, and I'm going to pop it into the chat. Billy Friedrich has also given us action. I'll pop that into the chat here a little bit later. So there we go. Then I've got to decide between Tigers first 3 or first 5. Loshak's on the Tigers at plus 109. We stayed off of Rockies Rays. Loshak's on the Phillies -1 at plus 113. I would be on the Phillies if the market wasn't moving so heavily towards the Giants. Maybe I'm reading into the market a little too much there. Toronto, Baltimore first 3 under 2.5 and first 5 under 4.5 for me. Jose's on the first 5 under 4.5 and the Orioles full game. And Loshak's on the first 3 under 2.5. And I've got to move on the Orioles full game as I will be betting them every day. You know, it's been successful, not hugely successful, but I'm definitely in the black. Then Loshak on the over 4 in Washington, New York Yankees. Nats first 5 team total over 1.5, and the Nats full game at plus 166. I'm not sure if I move on the Pirates first 5. I've got to sit with it. Loshak's on them and the full game -1. Jose's on the under 10 and Cardinals Pirates. Jose's on the Dodgers on the run line -1.5. Londo's big booty Latina play today's on the over 9. And BJ's MLB best bet is the Dodgers run line for 4 units. Then Loshak, both teams to score 3 or more runs in Mets Braves. That's at -200. Also, Dabby Cab saying that we got to upload the guest for this Thursday's unmuted mic, and we should. We should get that. It would be nice for it. Be nice break for all of us to stare at her for a little bit. So if you can grab that, Jose, it'd be worth our while to stare for a little bit. Mike M. Pimp slot play today. Houston first 5 under 5. Loshak's also on the first 5 under 5. He's also on the Red Sox +1 at -121. Jose's on the over 8.5 at
-115. Jim.
Yeah. Yes, I have that.
Billy Friedrich got me 115 -115.
Did I not say that?
-121.
Oh, I was talking about your Red Sox. Your Red Sox +1 is -121.
No, that's -115. Red Sox +1 -115.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry. +1 -115.
It's confusing. Then I got Minnesota -1. Right. Go ahead.
+121. There. Yeah. Razor Sharp picks Gamblers first glance is Twins money line +100. I'm on the Brewers first 3 under 2.5 and first 5 under 4.5. Loshak's on the first 3 under 2.5 and Mariners White Sox. I'm on the Cincinnati LA Angels first 3 under 2.5 and first 5 under 5. Loshak's on the Reds -1 at +165. And here are Billy Friedrich's Dana White Contender Series looks. Pop this in the chat for you guys. Billy, thank you for sharing that with us. And there we go, right there. Then Royals A's, we stayed off. We do want to know if it is going to be Greinke, and he's coming off the elbow issue. I'm sure he needed the break. The ribeye play of the day from Mike M is Andrew McCutchen at +165. Rob Free gave us O's money line. Nats first 5 +0.5. Padres first 5 -0.5. Diamondbacks, Texas first 5 under 4.5. Mariners money line. Dodgers money line. The Connecticut Sun money line. Then I'm going to be on the Diamondbacks first 5. I just don't. I've not believed in John Gray after that incredible start. Now he's shoved 2 starts in a row. Let's see him do it a third start. And then I'm going to be on the over 7.5 in Marlins, Padres. Loshak's on the Padres first 5 team total over 2.5. And Ron Crawford spreadsheet play today, San Diego -1. There you have it. It is time to roll into the WNBA. Please welcome the star of our Tuesday WNBA coverage coming to us from Philly. Please welcome our friend Teece to the show. Teece, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Jimmy? How you doing, Pete?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing. How do I look like I'm doing?
I told him to take. I told Jose he needs to take Thomas.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not doing great, but obviously I'm doing a lot better than I used to be doing, right? I mean, yes, come on. I mean, look at that.
We have 2 spots that Teece is attacking. So let's get to work. Let me move this over here and make sure that I have all of the line history ready to go. And let's get started. We've already heard Rob Free on the Connecticut Sun, and that is our first game. Teece has picked 2 games to attack here. So let's get right after it. Here we go. All right, we start 7 p.m. Eastern. Connecticut Sun 22-10, 13-5 on the road to the Washington Mystics, 15-17, 10-6 at home. We're at their entertainment and sports arena in Washington, D.C. The Connecticut Sun snapped out of their 3-game losing streak on Sunday. They defeated in Chicago the Sky 79-73. Mystics, on the other hand, had their 2-game winning streak snapped at home versus Dallas, 13-point loss on Sunday night as well. Let's take a look at the line history here for Connecticut. Washington will use bet on lines, openers, and closers as they get to the market first fearlessly. We have Connecticut opening up -6, 7:10 a.m., all the way down to -3.5. A 2.5-point move towards the Washington Mystics. From a total standpoint at BetOnline, this opened up at 159, which is where it is right now. It did go to 159.5 for a short period of time, but we've really had no movement on the total. Pistol Pete, Connecticut Sun, Washington Mystics. Does that give you any interest?
Not really. I was kind of thinking about Sky, and I was kind of thinking about Lynx. And it seems like the Aces are just going to absolutely roll over the Dream. So I was thinking about them first half, but this game actually I got nothing on.
Let's hear what Teece has to say. Teece, my friend, thank you so much for joining us. Take it away. Connecticut's on Washington Mystics.
You're welcome. Well, first off, Elena Daldon is going to be playing tonight, hence the line movement. I jumped on this actually yesterday, 6.5. I got. I took the Mystics. I think the Mystics win this game tonight. I like the under as well. I took it at 159.5. I just feel like the Mystics are getting to that time of the year where they need to make a playoff run. Connecticut's already made the playoffs, and I think the Mystics need to lock their position in now. They're teetering on the edge there. They need to start putting their best ball out, and I believe we get a defensive showing out of the Mystics because I don't think the Mystics can run and gun with the Sun. So I believe we see a better defensive battle tonight. I don't want to put it on the first half just because usually I'm a first half guy, but I like to take the first half overs in these games. But I like the full game under. So I'm there, and I'm taking the Mystics on the money line with you right now.
Mystics money line and full game under. I'm going to do some line shopping. What do you think of Teece's moves there, Pete?
I think I'm going to tail it. I trust it. It reminds me of the best play in sports betting that I can remember in the past 10 years. Which I don't know if you remember this, Teece, but I think it was a game just like this at the very end of the year. Seattle was a home dog. They were completely out of the playoffs. I think it was LA who was like a big road favorite. Their playoff spot was locked in. And I told everyone in the office, take Seattle plus the points. So I love these very end of the year WNBA spots where the market just doesn't come close to capturing what it should be. And that's what it sounds like is going on here. So I think I'm going to tail it.
Yeah,
do you by any chance remember that game, Teece, or not?
I vaguely do. I mean,
it was years and years and years ago.
You're probably going back at least 5 years ago.
Yeah, more than that. But yeah, it was a classic situation. Home dog out of the playoffs. Yeah. And a playoff bound team with nothing or little to play for. Yeah.
No, I don't really remember the situation.
No, but that's all right. I was just curious because
I've seen it time and time again.
Yeah, exactly.
And another reason why I'm on this spot is if you look at the Sky's schedule, the Sun's schedule, they've lost every game that they've played versus after they play the Sky this year. That was something that I looked at just right before the show. I had already had the plays in, so didn't have any factoring into my play, but I thought that was kind of interesting.
Mystics money line available, best line plus 157. The full game under 159.5, which sounds like correlating action would be the Connecticut Sun team total under.
Yeah. What is that at? Where's that at?
Let me just grab it here. I'll grab it at Pinnacle here because I just have the site up. Let's grab it here. The Connecticut Sun team total under is 81.5.
Oh yeah, I don't think they hit the 80.
So let's put that here. But do you want to make that official too, or you got enough on your plate?
No, I don't want to make it official. Although I believe it hits, it's not something that I dug into. I'm not a big team total guy normally.
All right, let's move on here. I was drunk last night after all of our winning on Monday Night Live, and I imagine that I've written down the Detroit Wings here at Minnesota Lynx.
Dallas Wings.
The Dallas Wings at Minnesota Lynx here. We have the Wings on
it's all right, baby. Don't worry about it.
We have the Dallas Wings on a 3-game win.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking to you, Jim. I'm sorry.
The Bengal Tiger, the Jaguar, or what it is. Connecticut, the Wings beat Connecticut back-to-back games in the home and home, and then won at Washington. 3-game winning streak, all wins coming by double digits. going up against the Minnesota Lynx, who just lost the second half of a home and home. They lost at Seattle 88-74. Both teams played on Sunday evening. Let's get to the line history here for this one. This is the final spot for our man Teece. We'll start with the spread here at Bet Online. We have Bet Online sitting at 5.5. This opened up with Dallas as 6-point favorites, now 5.5-point favorites. And from a total perspective, this opened up at 170 and is now dropped a point to 169. Pistol Pete, does anything interest you here?
Yeah, I was thinking Lynx. It's +6 now. I think it was 6.5 earlier, and I think I would still like it even at the line. But I trust Teece more. Literally, I'm not even just saying this. I trust Teece more than fucking anyone. Well, one other guy. Teece is top 2 WNBA of everyone I know, and I know a lot of people. So I want to hear what Teece has to say.
Well, I appreciate that, Jimmy. Yeah, this is a tough one. The Lynx got blown out the last time these two teams played. I mean, it wasn't even close. It was ridiculous. Let me pull my notes up real quick here. Yeah, it was 107-67, and that was back in July 12th. And we're in one of those back-to-back situations here where they're playing a home and home. So they're in Dallas tonight and then Minnesota tomorrow. So it's really one of those situations where one of these games is going to go under and one's going to go over. Watch. And I mean, my first look at this game was first half over, but that line is just super duper high. It kind of has me feeling that this is the under spot here. So I ended up taking the under, and I'd gotten it. I think I got it at 169. I don't know where it's at now, but I ended up taking the under. I just went full game. I stayed off of the first halves. Like usually I stick on first halves, but I stayed off of these, and I'm just on the total in this game just because it's one of those home and home type situations, and being that it's in Minnesota, I think this is the one that stays under, and then Thursday's the one that goes over down in Dallas.
Under 169, we can get you right now under 169. All right, Teece moving on the under 169 in Wings Minnesota Lynx. And does that interest you at all, Pistol Pete?
I don't know. I was kind of liking the Lynx, and so maybe the Dallas team total under. I'm not sure what to make of this one though.
Well, if you like the Lynx, I think this is a definite spot to take them. I was looking at that. It is a short line. I believe it's a short line for this game. And, everything's pointing towards the Lynx, after getting blown out by them. And this total's just wrong. I just feel like it's so wrong. So, yeah, I mean, if I was going to pick a side, it would definitely be on the Lynx. But I'm staying off of it just because of the situation.
Yeah, and I'm gonna and for some reason, revenge sometimes doesn't work as well in WNBA, like with Vegas and New York recently. I'm gonna stay and thinking about team totals is a great check because you got a road favorite and a high total, and you're like that road favorite line's a little bit too high, and maybe the total is a little bit too high, and then you're like, well, so then maybe I'll take the the road favorite team total under. I can't pull the trigger on that. I think I'm gonna pass. But great thoughts, Teece.
Yeah, I mean, usually, I'm sorry I didn't come out here with a bunch of stats and all this other stuff. I've never really capped with stats, and I've been doing it lately on your show, Jimmy, and it's been just burning me, man. So I'm going back to just the way that I do shit.
Well, you had a good show last time you were with us. You were part of our friends and family parlay that cashed at 12-1, backing the Aces after losing in the Commissioner's Cup. And here you have the Mystics money line at plus 157 and the full game under 159.5 at minus 110. And you're also on the under 169 in Dallas Wings, Minnesota Lynx. Teece, my man, do you have futures in the WNBA as we're moving towards the playoffs?
Yeah, I do. I have a future on the Liberty. I think I got it either at plus 925 or 975. I can't remember. It was right when they were talking about getting Jonquel Jones, and I was like, boom, I'm pressing the button on that. And then they got her, and then like 3 days later they started signing everybody, and it was like, woohoo!
Nice.
So yeah, that's my only future. I'm not a big future player, but
nice to have that in your pocket, Teece. Teece can be found at Who Bangin' Sports Talk, and they've got a great group of cappers over at Who Bangin'. Teece, thank you so much for making time for us. Again, Teece on the Mystics money line plus 157, the full game under 159.5, and the under 169 in Dallas, Minnesota. Please follow Teece on Twitter at Parlay Teece. Teece, my friend, thank you for your hard work and your insights, my man. Thank you so much. Any last words for the cappers supporting the show?
Yeah, check out we got next on Who Bangin' today at 3:45. Go over all 4 games and let's make some money. It went 4-1 on Sunday. Best bets have hit the last 3 shows, so I think we're in good shape, man. We're gonna make some money today. So I appreciate you having me on, Jimmy. Pete, take care of that Bengal, and you all have a good night, good day, man.
Thanks, Teece.
Teece in the house. Thank you guys so much. Let's do one final review here before we put a bow on today's show. We just went over the WNBA action, so let's get into the MLB action from Pistol Pete and, of course, Jose Bouquet. I did drop all of the other spots about 7 minutes ago, right before we went into WNBA. I'm going to be on either the Tigers first 3 or first 5. I will decide here shortly. Loshak's on the Tigers full game at plus 109. Colorado, Tampa, we stayed off. Loshak's on the Phillies -1 at plus 113. I'm on the Baltimore, Toronto first 3 under 2.5 and first 5 under 4.5, and we'll be adding the Orioles full game. Jose's on the first 5 under 4.5 and the Orioles full game. Loshak's on the first 3 under 2.5. Then Loshak's on the over 4 at -144 in Washington, New York Yankees. He's on the first 5 team total over 1.5 for the Nats. And he's on the Nats full game at plus 166. And he seems to be coming in and out of some sort of a storm. It sounds like some sort of a wind tunnel. I think he's in some sort of a wind tunnel.
Yeah, it sounds like he's like in a fucking car wash right now, Pete.
Or
No, it's all right.
Maybe he's pulled out the flame to heat up that old meth pipe. You know, sometimes you need to get that flame going. It is easier to get that pipe hot when you have an open flame.
No, it's all right. My little friend just put on the air conditioning, and I realized I should have had her chime in, but I made a mistake. Told her to shush.
Your little friend?
Yeah.
Wow.
Loshak's on the Pirates first 5 and full game -1. Jose's on the under 10. And I'm interested in the Pirates first 5. I just need a little bit more time. Jose's on the Dodgers -1.5. And Loshak's on both teams to score 3 or more in New York, Mets, Atlanta, Braves. Then Jose's on the over 8.5 in Boston, Houston. Loshak's on the first 5 under 5 and the Red Sox +1. Then I'm on the Brewers first 3 under 2.5, first 5 under 4.5. Loshak's on the Twins -1. I'm going to go over some of the marquee plays of the day from our cappers in the chat just after this. Loshak's on the first 3 under 2.5 in Seattle, Chicago White Sox. I'm on Cincinnati, LA, first 3 under 2.5 and first 5 under 5. Loshak's on the Reds -1. Royals, A's, we stayed off. And I'm going to be adding the Diamondbacks first 5 and the over 7.5 in Miami, San Diego. Loshak's on the Padres first 5 team total over 2.5 at plus 120. These are the specialty plays from our group. Ron Crawford's on the San Diego -1 for the spreadsheet play of the day. San Diego -1. Then the Ribeye play of the day is Andrew McCutchen at plus 165. Then we have the Gambler's first glance is the Twins money line at plus 100. The Pimp slap play of the day is the Houston first 5 under 5. A bet that Loshak's also on. The big booty Latina play today from Londo is the over 9 in the Dodgers game, and BJ's best bet is the Dodgers -1.5. And Justin McElvey stacks play today. Mountcastle over 1.5 bases. There you go. That is our show for today. We have nothing without you guys in the chat. Teece, thank you for jumping on. Dabra, Kadabra, Londo. Dabby, I think it's we need to get you a hammer so that you can. I don't think you can put in those things unless you have a hammer. So, but you should, if you could send me her name. I know you've told it to me before. I think it's like Angel Pie, but I don't know if it is. If you could send it to me, if you just text it to me right now, I'll pop it in. Oh, there we go. There she is. Are you hungry? You want some sustenance? What can I... Mark Schillingberg, Real Deal Prime, Justin McElvey, Nasty Motherfucking Nate, 2112, Real Deal Prime, Jerbacca 42, Kelly McInnes, The Juice, Nut Flush, Allen, Mark Schillingberg, Robert Franklin, Jordy Nordman, Tori Coker, Lee Lewis, Rob Free, Dav Fenn. Thank you guys. Oz B, Jay Peasy, Sharpie, Equinimus, Troy Torrance, Rocco Rogers, Chocolatey Waterfall, all you guys. Guillermo Zertucci, DC Capper, Jimmy Gomez. We have nothing without you guys. Fat Cat Ninja, truly, you guys are what makes the show special. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pistol Pete, can you please put a bow on this show and bless our action as we move into the future?
Hell yeah. I put a bow on the show, bless all of our action, and it was a great show. You know, it proves a lesson in life. When one door closes, sometimes another is open. Not always. Don't be like, oh, a door closed. Great, another one's open. No, not always. But a lot of the times, yes. And that's what happened tonight. Let's all have some winners tonight.